the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. We the people as our beat and rhyme. We're dropping old school values every time. Extreme honesty with a fresh twist. Breaking it down, you don't wanna miss. It's freedom talk, loud and proud. Voice of the people, can't be cowed. Every week, we speak our mind. For love of country, it's one of a kind. So grab a seat, let the BRANE Show roll. We're serving up truth, heart and soul. Brian and Shane with that patriot steel. For the people, by the people, of the people, let's go. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
This is for America!
Shut the fuck up!
Yep. All right.
You know what the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
Day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
I really do believe that together we can accomplish anything.
Because we'll never stop learning and we'll never stop growing.
Failure is not an option. That's how winning is done. Believe me when I say we can break this army here. It has made us brothers. I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time. You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
Cut out their living guts.
1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
This is your time.
Seize the day. Never surrender.
Victory or death.
So come on then! Take it!
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
All right, let's fly! My name is the Lord. When I
Tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take
our Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go!
My name is Brian, that is John. Shane is on the way. I need to turn my audio gain control off. How you doing today, Johnny?
I am doing great, my friend. I am in a very happy mood. Can I just say as well, I actually had a dream last week about you and Shane, and it was quite terrifying, actually.
Okay, listen, man. I told you your sex dreams. you can't talk about your wet dreams here, bro. It's not appropriate for YouTube. I want to go on my fifth demonetization here, man.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that. What it was is you both invited me over to the US for Thanksgiving, and it all looked great. And then suddenly the dream turned into Jean-Claude Van Damme Hard Target. And you and Shane were hunting me through California.
Shane has like the black on her, full camo.
Yeah. And I'm going through the woods by water, and then all of a sudden you come up out of the water with a machine gun. You know.
By the way, you know that if Shane was going to hunt someone, he would go hard. He would take it real seriously.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of, Shane is running about 10, 15 minutes late, but he will be very soon here. I don't know why I said that out of order. He will be here. He'll be here very soon. Jeez. It's funny. I go from Salty Saturday, where I talk about 15% of the time because Matt talks the other 85% of the time, to this show where I talk about 70% of the time. So it's a little bit of a transition for me to go from being like the guest who's also randomly surfing Twitter to being the guy who's managing the entire show. And I'm looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4 screens of information at the same time.
He loves it.
Anyways, yeah, I'm so glad to be here. John, thank you, my friend, as usual, for being here as well.
You're
we got
welcome.
a great show for you today. We are talking about Candace Owens because I know maybe there's fans out there. Maybe some of you guys are fans of Candace Owens. It's cool. You can be fans of us both, but I'll tell you right now, I think Candace Owens is a massive grifter. I think she's a lying piece of SHIT grifter. And we're going to talk about a lot of the horrendous, ridiculous bullcrap she's out there spitting and how much of a hypocrite she is. She's either a lying, grifting hypocrite, brain damaged, or she's a controlled opposition. There's no other way. There's only 3 options here because everything she says has no evidence. Everything she says is like, it's like Alex Jones, but Alex Jones is like likable. When Alex Jones spins conspiracy theories, it doesn't actually hurt people. It's likable. But with her, she's actively trying to damage her own side of the aisle, which makes no sense. And I'm not going to talk about that yet because Shane needs to be part of that one. Because Shane's going to have to hold me back. Okay?
Is she still getting sued by Macron and his wife?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. You know, I almost put on, so I did put on a thumbnail, basically like an evil-looking Candace Owens, which I really enjoyed making that.
So that's just a normal photo, then, basically.
Yeah, I just took a photo. Yeah, that's a photo of her without the filters.
Yeah.
But I almost put on the thumbnail. Did Candace Owens kill Charlie Kirk? I'm just asking questions. I decided not to do that because I want to stay monetized. But yeah, we're going to talk about that. There's a lot of great stuff. We also have the Supergirl trailer, which we're going to get into. I'm sure Shane has plenty of, I'm sure you do too, comments about that. Also, they dropped a bunch of Epstein photos, and this is actually really important because out of all the Epstein photos, which I downloaded all of them before the link went dead because they figured out pretty quick that people were onto them. I downloaded them all. Out of all the 100 or so photos they released, Trump appears in 4 of them, and all of those photos are photos of photos. So it's so transparently a psyop. It's crazy. And one of the photos that they are painting as Trump with Epstein victims, which they block their faces out to make it look real ominous, is actually Trump in the late 90s in Mar-a-Lago. And we're gonna get on to that.
Well, I was going to say to you, that popped up on the BBC yesterday, right? The BBC News reported on it, and it was so funny because they started talking about the photos, and every time they talked about a photo with Trump in it, they went, and we must say allegedly, because they're shitting themselves about getting sued at the moment.
Right, dude. We're also going to talk a little bit about Venezuela, and the boats they're blowing up. A lot of people have an interesting take on whether or not these are quote-unquote war crimes. First off, They're not war crimes. I'm just going to say that right now. They're not illegal war crimes. They're not illegal whatever. But they're utilizing this sort of backlash and this calculated, coordinated effort to paint these normal actions as some kind of like horrific event, to then also tell and this sort of disingenuous thing where they go, by the way, you don't have to listen to unlawful orders, talking to the military. And when you go, well, what have they done unlawfully? I'm not saying they've done unlawfully. I'm just stating the fact. You don't have to listen to unlawful orders. That would be the same as being like, babe, remember, I didn't cheat on you. And she'd be like, why are you saying that? I'm just telling you I didn't do it. Did you cheat on me? No, I'm just saying I didn't. Like, it's such a weird, it's
bizarre, man.
It's bizarre, yeah.
I mean, we again, that came up this week as well, funnily enough, on the BBC and ITV News. And they were talking about, about the drug boats being blown up and stuff. And they were basically saying about, the Democrats have concerns about this. Obviously, there's a lot of questions asked worldwide about, the US and government, Trump administration sort of blowing up these boats. And I just thought back, and I was saying to Mum when it was coming up, I said, but Shane, we were on a show a few weeks back, and Shane was saying they were doing this decades ago.
Yeah, when he was in the Navy.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like they're not even doing any proper research on it. It's just to push a point, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So this is what it is. It is, for us, it's transparently obvious that they are using a tactic that they can also escape from in order to be divisive. And it's almost traitorous because they're trying to get low information, low IQ meatheads in the military to then upend their entire career over something political. It's sort of gross. And the problem is there is low information, and I'm using that term to be polite.
Yeah.
Let's be real. There are stupid people that buy this stuff. People with low IQs that aren't, or maybe they're just not paying attention, and they see something on Facebook that their, Aunt Sally posted. Can you believe this? No context whatsoever. They're just stuck in their little echo chamber, screaming and yelling about something they know nothing about. And this is we're in this day and age where like information is so freely available, but so few people opt to utilize the information that they can get at their fingertips. They'd rather just go off of whatever their buddy Jerry posted.
Yeah. And it's on to the next one, and then it's viral, and then it goes from there.
Right.
There's no verification at all.
None.
I need to stop speaking to Grok. I need to stop asking Grok everything about my daily life.
Grok has some good information. Also, we're talking about Nick Fuentes too. Like Nick Fuentes was on Piers Morgan recently. I gotta say, Piers Morgan is a special kind of dickhead because I like that he's free speech. Like he's a free speech guy, or at least he says he is. And
to a point.
To a point.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's not as bad as others. Like he's better than the worst of the left, but he's trying to appeal to a freedom-loving conservative audience while also slowly pushing the needle towards leftist fascism in a way that is subversive to me. And I don't mind the guy. I like that he platforms YouTubers and seemingly people that no one will give any kind of voice whatsoever. That's good. That's very good. And I appreciate that of him. But he also obviously goes for the gotcha sort of clickbait. He really tries to paint people into a corner, to paint them in the worst possible light.
Yeah.
So while he's doing one good thing, he's also doing one really bad thing. And it's disingenuous. So it's disingenuous, but it's better than what the mainstream media gives us. At one point, Crowder was talking to him about the Nick Fuentes interview, and Steven Crowder told him, yeah, that's what the mainstream media does, though, right? And he goes, oh no, mate, I'm not mainstream media. And he goes, but you came from mainstream media.
Yes, exactly.
So maybe you're not in mainstream media now. Maybe you are your own YouTube channel, but you are still establishment. So just because you're playing in our sandbox, buddy, doesn't mean you're one of us. So let's stop acting like that. You come from the same established mainstream media outlets. You have the same mainstream media format. Use the same mainstream media technology to the point where during that Nick Fuentes interview, you can tell there was that stupid delay that we've talked about before. Yeah. Where he's like, what do you say about that, Nick? And there's like a good 3-second count before Nick gets the whole statement. It's so frustrating. How can we have this conversation, John, in real time when CNN can't figure out how to make a low latency connection with their guest?
You know, next week that you're going to say something to me and Shane, and it'll be like, yeah, coming through now, Brian. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, John and I are having this conversation. We're using free software on a computer I built with my hands over an internet connection that is residential with no issues. Yet
with me in a ditch.
Right. And John's in a ditch, and with cameras we bought on Amazon. Yet you have mainstream media with blurry cameras, out of focus. There's a crazy bad latency. Like, why is the quality so bad on these?
Yeah, I know.
Dude, it's the 2025, guys. Please go on Amazon and buy like $100 camera and a decent mic. You know, like, stop using whatever technology you were using in the 90s. It's ridiculous.
It is mad. It really is.
Madness. So we're going to
then, interestingly, the other side of it is there's never any lag issues when you've got Glastonbury and you've got somebody shouting out from the stage that they want to make a political statement.
Right.
That goes through instantaneously. Right. You know, it's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's everything we're talking about today. So we got a lot of stuff we're talking about. But before we get into that, because I'm trying to buy a little time for Shane to show up, because I don't want to, you know, if he doesn't show up soon, then we might just jump into the Supergirl trailer.
Got to wait for Alpha to turn up.
Yeah, our big brother is on the way, literally and figuratively. But here's the deal. What happened? What happened to John? Did anyone else see that? Did you guys see that?
Back. Yeah, I don't know. I think Starmer's just taken my body from me.
That is so weird. I see your background, but you just disappeared.
Yeah, I can see that. I'll be back, everybody. You know, I've actually built myself a cloaking.
Yo, that was weird. He just teleported away from the camera.
Yeah.
All right,
we'll be back, everyone.
All right, you figure that out, and I'm gonna finish what I was saying.
I can still speak.
That was so weird. You just you were there, and then you just weren't, but your background is still there.
It's still there.
You're gonna have to explain this technology later on, buddy.
It's flipping gold technology, quite frankly, mate.
So we're gonna. I did want to stress though, John and I do a show tomorrow, and usually I say this at the end of the show, but I'm now saying at the beginning of the show so that more of you guys see this. John and I do a show on Sundays at 12:30 p.m. PST. And it's less of a show and more of a let's hang out and watch TV thing. So basically, I get home from church, I make my lunch, sandwiches and tacos and whatever goodies I can pack onto my desk, and then John and I get on camera, and we get into Discord, and we watch a few episodes of television. And right now, we're watching Stargate SG-1 and Supernatural. I urge you, if you like those things, to join us. It's a good time. We watch all together in Discord, live on YouTube, and we just comment on what we're watching. It's basically as if you went to your friend's house, you put on some TV, and you ate some snacks. It's low effort, low commitment, and just a really, really good time. So I suggest you guys join us tomorrow on John's channel at 12:30 p.m. PST, and he's back. It's a really fun, and it's real casual. So hope you guys can join us. And right now, we're really in the midst of it. We just started Supernatural. We're on the second episode tomorrow. and I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm looking forward to it.
So good.
I gotta say,
I'll tell you.
Shane messaged me yesterday. And he's like, "Hey, I'm on the. I think he says I'm on the 4th season. I think he said. Yeah, I guess he said, I'm on the 4th season. I was just introduced to Castiel. He goes, I love Castiel, and he goes, but Bobby's the man.
Yeah, I love Bobby.
Like, yeah, he is, bro.
Know,
he's the best.
Bunch of idiots.
Idiots.
Yeah, I see Matt McGee. Thanks, mate. Yeah, saying that was the coolest thing I've ever seen, bro. So it's either my personal cloaking device or Supernatural watch long.
Yeah, guys, the link is in the description. Thank you, Christy. The link is in the description. So that's tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. PST. Please enjoy. Come and hang out with us. It's a really fun time.
Yeah. We have a laugh. We really do.
You know, I never put the Discord link in here. I'll put the Discord link in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, the Stargate watch parties, now the Supernatural ones. We're just guys having a good laugh, enjoying these fantastic shows. It's a great way to enjoy Sunday, really. So get yourself in there and have a laugh with us.
All right, and I'll give you guys. Hold on, let me. Expire never. By the way, Discord links should never expire. I'm not sure we have to go in there and set that. All right, I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys. This is the Discord for tomorrow's watch party, and the link to the live commentaries where John and I are talking is in the description.
And if I disappear on cam again, I'm not coming back. Clearly, a Reaper's taken me or something. So I've crossed over everybody.
Dude, look, unless you're on like the 6th season of I think Reaper's introduced in season 2, right?
Yeah, it's early.
Okay. Yeah, but they changed though. The Reapers changed throughout the series.
They did.
So they start off as like, I know we're not supposed to be talking about
smoking hot one.
Yeah, the smoking hot one. She's so attractive.
Yeah.
So it started off as like this really like almost super powerful cosmic being. And they don't retcon it, but when they give you that impression, but then as they go throughout the series, they end up sort of being like low-level angels that just aren't working for heaven; they're working for death.
Yeah,
and it's a different kind of a. I think they were trying to combine angels and reapers into one. I don't know.
I think you're right.
I don't fully understand it. Well, when we get to that point during this watch along, we're probably gonna
have a long chat about that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude! Wait until Shane gets to the episode where Dean meets Death. I gotta say that is Jensen Ackles' best acting. When Death finally shows up and he snaps that little thing like it's no big deal.
Oh,
dude! Dean for the first time in the series, we actually see him look terrified.
Yeah,
like terrified.
Also, it's like when he's offering him cake as well, and you're like, do I take cake to eat it that Death has given me?
Right. It's wild because like throughout the entire series, Dean is not afraid of anything. Like there are gonna be demons chasing him, monsters. Yeah. He just slaps the devil is trying to kill him, and he never shows fear. But when Death shows up, he's terrified. Really, really good series. I love Supernatural so much.
And we will be talking about it as we go along as well. And we'll be talking about the power-ups in the series as well.
A lot of power-ups.
It's like a video game.
But it feels natural because you have like 10 seasons. It's not like a quick thing. Like it's hundreds of episodes. You see these characters slowly power up.
Yeah.
Yep. Wendigo is tomorrow. Okay. So Shane's going to be here soon. Let's jump right into let's look at the Supergirl teaser. Or trailer. You watched it, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched it. Watched it yesterday.
Yeah. You know me, guys. I'm a massive fan of DC. I really like what James Gunn is doing. To be fair, though, I've pretty much liked every DC movie. I know that's crazy. People are like, "Wait, even Aquaman?" Yeah. Was it the best movie? No, but I enjoy seeing my favorite characters on screen. Even if they don't quite look like the right characters, even if they're not doing exactly the right thing, I just like seeing my characters. So I'm a simp for DC. I run another channel that I haven't updated in 7 months called DC Unleashed. I plan to put more effort into that next year, which is like in a few weeks. I plan to
channel, everyone.
Yeah, I plan to put more effort into that. DC Unleashed is pretty much just me. Shane's offered to help with it, but we're always so busy writing for our main channel that I never want to bother him with it. So I haven't had a lot of chance to update it, but I'm going to be updating it more. And the reason I started that channel is because I love DC. I love everything DC. I love the original, the first Superman movie. I love the Michael Keaton stuff. I even like the bat nipples and the bat credit card.
Some sort of freak, you really
are,
man.
Listen. I even like Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze. I like anything DC pretty much.
The ice skates. Do you like the ice skates?
Yeah, why not? I recognize these things as objectively bad. I do. Like I go, yeah, look, that's a bad movie. That's bad. That's silly. That's campy. I get it. But I like seeing characters that I grew up reading in comics on screen. That's why I suffered through every episode of the Flash on the CW until I was ready to pull my eyes out of my head.
Yeah.
Okay. I watched all the gay hyper homosexual moments in Supergirl on first CBS then CW. I watched it all, bros. So I love DC. That said, James Gunn's Superman is great. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of the comics. And I like Millie Alcock as Supergirl. But I'm not reviewing. We're not going to look at this teaser right now and review the movie because we haven't seen it. We're only going to review the teaser trailer itself. So any comments I have is not directed toward the movie. It's directed specifically at the trailer. And I think that's a lot of people are not understanding that when you are critically reviewing something and you're very critical about it, that doesn't mean you don't like that thing. You just don't like that very particular piece of media that thing represents.
Yeah.
So, and Shane is here. Here we go. Let me get Shane here. He can join us for the viewing. That's not him. Hold up. I forgot I put that as his avatar. I forgot that. I forgot I put the gay furry as his avatar. Shane, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, John, I just want you to know I had a dream about you, man, and I was hunting you down in the streets of Los Angeles, you damn Brit.
I mean, you do terrify me like that. I do expect to get like a spear in the back of my leg.
We need to buy you a real firearm, Bor, because that would have been way cooler had you come online with an actual gun.
Everywhere for anything, like even like one of those little like fake guns the kids have. Anyway.
I still have the original Nintendo duck hunting gun.
Ooh,
yeah.
Cool.
And here's the deal: I found out that duck hunt gun right now you can buy it for like $500 on eBay, right? Except for we were in the middle of a photo shoot for Mixed Tees. By the way, buy a T-shirt, mixtees.com, mxtz.co, or mixtees.com. Great stuff. That's how we support ourselves. But we were doing a photo shoot years ago, and the model. I forgot what the shirt was, but it was like a Nintendo shirt. And my buddy Jason was like, wouldn't it be cool if she was holding the Nintendo gun? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, let me go get it. And at the time I had it mounted like an art piece, right? He got it and the cord was in the way. So he just grabbed some wire cutters and he snipped the cord off and he handed it to the girl. I know. I legitimately almost punched him in the face.
Yeah, I would have bitten him.
He just casually snipped the cord off the end of this working video game antique. And so I still have it, but it's now worth nothing because it was destroyed for a photo shoot.
Do you remember those guns that you had on the consoles then? Because they were great. I mean, I had the next gen with the Sega Mega Drive, or the Genesis as you guys called it, which was the Sega Menacer, and it was like a flipping rocket launcher. It was like went over your shoulder.
Yeah, and they had like a really nice tactical like feel. Like they feel good. Like
even had eyesight.
Yeah.
Sounds like the weapon from Metroid.
Yeah, we've really lost the art of making the video games are now all touch and cheap Chinese plastic, you know.
Because you can't have anything like that because it will make you go outside and want to eliminate somebody.
Right,
apparently these days.
So Shane, what we're about to look at, because we were trying to buy time, and now this is what we're doing. We're gonna look at the Supergirl teaser before we go into the Candace Owens stuff. Have you seen it, Shane?
No.
Okay. Well, you're about to.
But I remember Millie Alcock when we were watching her, and we probably shouldn't have been looking at her that way. So.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? You don't remember Game of Thrones? Oh, not Game of Thrones.
No, she was like 12 in Game
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. She was really young in House of the Dragon. Was
she? Let's see.
She was like 12, dude. I think you're talking about the older version of her, where it wasn't the same.
Oh, that's the one.
Okay.
Millie, well, she's 25 years old now, dude.
Yeah, she's attractive for sure. Like super attractive. Is she like a blonde bimbo like you expect from like the Supergirl comics from the 90s? No, she's not like she doesn't have like a hourglass figure and big old giant boobies. And something that Tom said on Salty Saturday was actually very keen. The thing about Supergirl is she was created basically to be Superman with boobs at one point. That's really all she was for a long time. And they've slowly developed her character into what she should have been the entire time, which was the antithesis of Superman. Superman came here from another planet as a baby. He doesn't remember his parents. He doesn't remember his planet. He was effectively just raised as a good old boy, American boy with superpowers. So he has no baggage. Meanwhile, Kara, Supergirl, came here as a teenager. She remembers her family, her friends, her home, and it's gone, destroyed.
Kandor.
Yeah. She has that extreme baggage that Kal-El, Clark doesn't have. So it cannot be the same character. It has to be a darker version of the character.
Would it be fair to say that Supergirl is not a very respected character? I mean, maybe by hardcore nerds, but in general, I mean, don't you think James Gunn has a lot to overcome with a Supergirl movie, like as far as setting a precedent for, an actual superhero that we believe in?
Yeah, I mean,
I
will
think you're
say,
right.
Shane, I'm a DC Comics guy. I still get my regular DC Comics, but I've never really been into Supergirl. Never.
No, me neither.
I loved Helen Slater as Supergirl. The film was awful, but
I like the way she looked.
Crush on Helen Slater.
Yeah, she looked awesome. Yeah,
she's a milk-toast actress.
And I enjoyed the first 2 seasons of Supergirl on CW, but then it went all woke, and I dipped out of it when they were talking about their lesbian relationship.
Yeah, their lesbian period singing up or whatever. There was an episode where like the lesbians are like making out and talking about their periods, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
What is this? Why am I watching? Why am I subjecting myself to this? It's crazy.
So whenever anybody from this trailer criticizes it, and I get that, I always remember that. Right. And I think this is nowhere near that.
Before we watch the trailer, I got one more question for you guys. What do you think James Gunn needs to accomplish to make Supergirl an authentically good superhero character where we want more movies from her?
She needs to be likable, but 3-dimensional. So she needs to be not just Superman with boobs. She legitimately needs to be her own character with her own demons and her own obstructions to overcome, hills to climb. We need to see her go from being like this damaged person to being the hero. She needs to go through, excuse my French, she needs to go through shit and come out the other side as a better person. Maybe even someone closer to Clark in terms of her outlook, but definitely not as optimistic. She needs to still have a little bit of an edge to her. Supergirl has to have that edge because she comes from a damaged background.
I think that he is looking at, obviously, and this is on the determination that this film is successful. He's looking at 2 or 3 movies to have effectively the redemption story, isn't it? She starts off now and then she's the hero down the road, whether that's a Justice League-y sort of film or Brainiac's attacking from space sort of situation. I think it's leading that route This is going to be the first. Okay, she's not sure of herself. She doesn't know where she belongs. That sort of setting for the film, isn't it?
I'll tell you exactly what I think should happen. I think you guys made great points here. I think what needs to happen is James Gunn needs to not fall into the trap that he has a female superhero and he somehow has to couch to a female audience. He needs to treat Supergirl as any superhero movie and not like lean into the feminism of what he could do as a Supergirl character. I think it's very important that he goes straight up Superman, Guardians of the Galaxy, and just keeps a flat line and doesn't kind of slip into what, you know, they kind of did with Wonder Woman in her third movie. So I think it's going to be really important that he does that.
Yeah, I think he's capable of it, though.
Yeah, I think so.
He just writes the characters. He doesn't like. There's the politics of it don't really matter. It's about the character. Matt McGee did ask a question I want to bring up. Brian, if you had to guess, what would you say Supergirl would make close to the same amount of money as Superman did? No, I don't think it will. But I do think it'll be. I think it'll be successful, and I know that it costs a lot less to make. So, the great thing about Pete Safran, what's his name? Peter Safran.
Yep.
Yeah.
Safran is really good with money, guys. He's like very good at the business side of making a movie. That's why I think James Gunn and Safran are a good team. Because James Gunn is a good creative where he throws his all into something and really makes it his. And I think Pete Safran is one of those people that is good at creatively managing the budget to get as much on the screen as possible for a reasonable amount of money. During the Superman movie, a lot of people don't talk about this. The marketing that they were doing, a lot of that marketing was actually licensed marketing, where they were, they actually charged a company to use the Superman IP to market their dog biscuits or to market, food or whatever it was. So a lot of those trailers and those teasers you were seeing were being paid for by companies that were paying license rights. So that's a very unique thing. Well, that also means that a lot of the stuff they were already shooting, like costumes, sets, a lot of that stuff that they already produced for Superman, just like a TV show, same concept. They already produced that. So it's not like they're reinventing the wheel for a lot of the base elements of Supergirl. When you make a TV show, the pilot is the most expensive thing to make, right? The corresponding episodes after that, you already have like your foundation set up. Go ahead, Jen.
Just real quick, one of the things that James Gunn has successfully does, he took one of the most enjoyable things about the Superman movie and he's taking it to Supergirl, and that's Krypto.
Right.
So that's the kids are going to follow the dog, and I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, and I noticed something. My nephew walked up to me yesterday. Adorable kid, man. I think he's like 9 now. He's got his baseball mitt, and he's just like, this is adorable child. And he's like, Uncle Brian. I'm like, what's up, buddy? He goes, look, and he holds up a David Cornsweet action figure, Superman. And he's like, look what I got for Christmas. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. He goes, it's so cool. Can you get me the dog? His first
Little
thing,
dog.
he wanted the dog to go with his Superman action figure. Let me tell you something. Seeing a 9-year-old with a Superman action figure at 45 years old, some reason had my heart swell like the Grinch. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Because I don't remember the last time I even saw a kid holding an action figure of Superman. It's been a long time, guys.
That's something I said a while ago, though, I think on one of our shows, that, I enjoyed the Superman movie. I enjoyed it. And I felt if kids start going and they start buying or they start asking for Superman toys and action figures, it's done its job.
Right.
That you've got the ticket sales from screenings and you've got Blu-ray sales. Yeah, that's a separate matter. Okay. But if kids are then starting to buy the merchandise or wanting their parents to get them it, you're already going in the right direction.
Bingo, bro. That's 100% correct. And the first thing my kids asked for the day we walked out of that theater was Superman merch. My kid was like, can I get the Superman hoodie? Like, she literally immediately. And since then, my kids, their Christmas list includes Superman-themed things. It literally is making me teary-eyed to have kids and relatives, child relatives, ask me for Superman-related stuff. It's awesome to me because I'm a massive fan of Superman. So I think they're doing the right thing. I think crypto is the play. I know it's not for us as like older guys who appreciate the darker Zack Snyder stuff, but you're not selling. I'm sorry, you're not selling no Henry Cavill Superman action figures. Not to kids. Not like this. It's not the same thing.
It's not overt. You know, the problem with Star Wars was that they intentionally created characters so that they could sell merch.
Right.
You know, those stupid little creatures that
the penguin things. What are they called?
Yeah. I can't remember.
Porgs or whatever they were. Yeah.
I remember that when you and I were watching The Force Awakens for the first time, I remember you literally going, "Bro, that's merch. That's a stuffed animal."
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's literally just that's a stuffed animal that they put on screen right there.
Yeah, it was intentional. But the days of merch, hardcore merch, is not the same as it was at that time. You know, the feelings have shifted a bit, and I think if you do it correctly, you're going to sell a ton of merch if you just focus on good characters. And so I think the dog, you know, I know we walked out of my family, at least 5 of the 7 of us were all just like, oh my God, crypto. I wish I owned that dog.
Yeah, crypto is awesome.
You know,
it's again, I don't think it's made for the 40-year-olds though. We can still enjoy it. We can still love it. But I do think that it's aimed a little more at the younger crowd. And I think that's probably the right play.
But you also hope that, you know, this does help sort of comic book stores as well, because the kids are going, oh, I don't just want the action figure, I want to know more about the comic books, you know, and the parents take them into a local comic book store and go, okay, we're going to get you a Superman or a Supergirl comic book today. Off they go. You know, there's another person that's going to grow up potentially getting into comic books. Absolutely. So I hope that happens as well. So that there's a rolling effect here that, you know, is a smart play from a marketing perspective. But whether it succeeds in the end, we don't know. But it certainly sounds like it if kids are going for the figures now.
All right. So, the Spider-Man 3601 said Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is basically True Grit in space. True Grit in space. And yes, 100%. That's true. It's True Grit in space.
Supergirl.
The comic book Woman of Tomorrow is pretty much they took
Tom King one.
They took True Grit and they basically transposed it.
Cogburn. In was it Supergirl or because you know of course it's in True Grit it's a young girl who needs a killer.
Yeah,
right?
The killer is what's his name? What's the character that played the main character in True Grit? I always forget the actor's name.
It's Rooster Cogburn.
I'm talking about,
the character or the actor?
The actor.
Well, the original actor was John Wayne.
Yeah, the new actor.
Had, you know, not Kurt Russell. Holy crap! I'm
forgetting his name right now too.
The dude.
Yeah, what's the dude's name?
Yeah.
The dude.
Yeah, guys, what's the dude's name? Someone help me out. I know he's John Wayne, but the new one. Whatever. Yeah, so Supergirl is playing the John Wayne character.
Oh, Supergirl.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges. And the young girl, Ruthie, that you see in the trailer, that's the young girl character. Okay. Essentially, Woman of Tomorrow is True Grit. And listen, I'm not a big fan of Supergirl comics. I actually like She-Hulk comics more because she got more naked. I'll just be real. When I was
looking like a true teenager.
When I was a teenage boy, I liked my regular comics for the story, but pretty much any comic that had where the protagonist was a female was all about how nude they got. Listen, one of the most bought comic books for Supergirl was the one where she fights Power Girl. You remember Power Girl? Massive boobs. Yeah. There's a reason why that
Sydney Sweeney roll that.
There's a reason why that cover had like 5 variant covers, bro. They knew what they were doing when they kept reissuing the same comic over and over again.
Yeah.
But I believe that I also like female protagonists though when they're written right. I know Buffy has a lot of woke elements, but I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Legitimately, I like it. I like TV where, you know, if they're written correctly, and they actually have a hero's journey, I don't care what the gender is. Just more often than not, that usually ends up being a man, unfortunately.
Well, the actor actress, I still struggle with this. I still want to call them actresses. I think that it depends on how good they are.
Right.
Honestly, if they're a good actor, then it's going to come through all right.
Scarlett Johansson was great in Black Widow, the movie.
She's a good actor.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
almost as good as her sister.
Problem with that movie is it came out, during the COVID thing, and it was like weirdly out of place. They should have made that movie should have came out before she died. You know what I mean? In canon, it really should have, and it would have done well.
Yeah.
So let's look at the Supergirl trailer or teaser trailer, and again, we're gonna review it for what it is.
Yep.
You all ready?
Let's do it.
Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. About this. One more thing is, a lot of people have all of a sudden become like experts on Supergirl, which I find fascinating.
I am not one of them.
No, people that have never read a Supergirl comic in their lives and their only reference to the character is the CW show, all of a sudden think they know who Supergirl is and everything about their history. It's crazy. I call them the Twitter experts. The Twitter experts, that the second they know they can latch onto something to peddle rage, they just become experts in the field, and they aren't. They aren't.
I don't have a problem with it, and I think the reason I don't have a problem with it because it doesn't impact me, because I know people are like saying, "Oh, it's making some statement against a male, superhero icon." But for me, it's not. It goes back to the first film, and if you see the first film, Superman is struggling to control Krypto, and Krypto's biting his legs as he's walking along. He can't discipline or control him. So this is Krypto again, just peeing on the paper, almost as a nod back to that for me. Of, I'm not going to do what this guy says. And there's nothing in it.
It's more of a reference to how bad of an owner Supergirl is than some kind of like statement about peeing on Superman.
But if you were James Gunn, if you were going to have a statement like that is really, really going to hack people off, why would you do it? Because effectively you're devaluing one of your characters that you're trying to push. So I don't think this is a malicious intent at all. I just think this is setting the scene for the attitude of the character in this movie.
Yeah, he doesn't play politics. He stays true to the character regardless, and he thinks that Krypto would piss all over the thing, and he's unapologetic about it. He's not going to go, well, I don't want him thinking that he's pissing on Superman. What is that deeper meaning? No, James Gunn is just going to tell the story, and he's going to write the characters the way he sees them, period.
That's 100% correct, Shane. Yep.
It's Blondie.
Yeah.
We had this a slight version of this conversation in the last show, but I like the song, but it has been used in a lot of trailers. And really? I think you're taking a risk when you use pop songs in a trailer because music is so subjective.
It's an 80s song, and it's a great 80s song. So
sure.
Everybody else, listen, here's what I can tell everybody else who thinks it may not work. Fuck off. Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
So so that means that Shane subjectively likes this song, and that's good.
I objectively like this song because this song was a chart-topping song in the 80s. So
and she's gorgeous.
It's a good song.
But you got to admit that using a pop song is a risk. Remember Peacemaker season 2, that very first episode, you didn't like that intro song right away.
No, but it also wasn't a popular song. It was something that he pulled out of oblivion, and then it grew on me. This is a song that as soon as I hear the first licks, I'm like, yeah, let's go. So,
okay. All right.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, and like Christopher says here, it's a classic. And I just don't think you can go wrong with a classic in a trailer.
Well, no, you can't go wrong with orchestra score. That's where you can't go wrong.
You can. I think it can be boring.
I mean, it could be, but it's not. But pop music, and I like the song.
What is known for, bro? Like
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying it's a risk to use a pop song on a trailer. Even the Superman trailer didn't use pop music.
Show me a trailer where you've used popular music and it didn't work out. No, don't do it now, but think about it.
There's plenty.
And later we'll get back to it. But I don't think that's probably ever happened.
That's objectively untrue.
Then give me one. Okay. You think about it. I don't want to.
Off the top of my head, American Outlaws.
What is that?
There's a Western. that you probably never heard of because the marketing was so geared to the rap rock edgy edgelords that it didn't. Yes, it's a movie. It did not get.
Well, then it doesn't count because obviously it's a piece of shit movie.
No, it's not actually. It's a great movie. It's about Jesse James. It's featuring Colin Farrell. It's a great movie with great actors and a cool story. But the marketing was all rap rock. It was completely the wrong tone for the trailer. Unless you really like that kind of music, you weren't gonna go watch that movie.
I'll watch the trailer and I'll tell you whether or not it was actually popular. But go ahead.
Yeah, we'll watch it after this.
This is
Star Trek Beyond used Beastie Boys. Thank you, Rec Thoughts.
This is Mozart for the 80s when you're talking about Blondie. But anyways, go ahead.
Blondie.
All right. Mozart for the 80s.
You want to talk about your
I mean, you're really stretching right now with the Mozart of the 80s, bro.
One of my 80s crushes as well, without a doubt.
She was hot, brother. She was hot.
All right. Let's continue.
Which is perfect, Millie Alcock.
So it looks like Supergirl is, by the way, sitting at like a intergalactic bus stop, which is sort of cool.
And she stinks of dog pee at this point.
Oh yeah, no, she smells
not
bad.
washed in a month.
Her hair looks matted. Like she's on a serious bender right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so people ask me, and this is how. By the way, this is how I know for a fact that these Twitter experts aren't experts at all. When someone's like, they posted this screenshot and they said, "How is Supergirl drunk?" LMAO. I'm like, oh my god, you're so stupid. Stop acting like you are experts on this topic.
Can I just say, if we're talking movies, Superman 3?
Listen, Supergirl is drunk because she purposely went to a planet with a red sun, and red suns sap the powers of Kryptonians. And I know that you wouldn't know that. I know, but
you got to be a comic
book.
But
how do you have 70,000 followers and you are commenting on pop culture with such retarded takes? Honestly,
another thing.
No words for people like you.
Can I bring up as well? I've seen online people saying, I think you might have posted about it actually, but people commenting about Krypton, and she's mourning Krypton falling. It took days, or she says, and people going, oh no, that didn't happen. It's like, if you look at the history of the comic books,
no, even the movies,
depending on what,
TV shows,
depending what age of the comic books you talk about, it varies. So some it took months for Krypton to be destroyed.
Some it took years,
took days. Some it took years. There's different runs,
but it never took a day. It did not come out of nowhere. They knew of the planet's destruction ahead of time. They were aware of it. So when she says that line, it's accurate. So when people on Twitter get on there and they go, actually, no, you're wrong. You're objectively wrong. In every form of media, it's stated as such. You are completely wrong. Krypton was not just destroyed randomly. They knew it was happening. Sometimes days, sometimes years. They knew it was happening. And some people ignored it. And some people didn't.
Well, it depends on which. Okay, so that's the problem. Like if you're a Christopher Reeve fan, they didn't believe that Krypton was going to be destroyed. Right. So it depends on where you're getting your info. If you're not, and this is what I'm saying, like not everybody on Twitter is a comic. I'm not a comic book guy. I didn't read comic books growing up. I have no freaking idea about comic books. Brian is a super comic book guy. Right. So the problem is if somebody like me comments on Twitter, I'm basing all of my knowledge on movies essentially. And
so even on that knowledge, it didn't happen in a day.
But the problem is when I make a comment and you come back with the receipts and go, well, in this comic book, such and such, blah, 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 I have to shut my mouth. The difference between me and other people on Twitter is they'll continue to argue even though they're wrong.
Oh yeah, they double down on it.
Yeah,
they double down on it.
Right.
I'm like, here's the panel that shows that you're wrong. Actually, shut up. Stop.
Yeah, and that's
All right, here we go.
You just got to take your beating at that point.
Right, bro. It's crazy how everyone became an expert on Supergirl all of a sudden. People that have never watched anything or read anything Supergirl outside of, an episode of the CW show. Silly.
And I wouldn't even watch that show. I didn't like it.
The first episode, she was really hot. Like she was hot.
It's not enough for me though.
The actor was hot and the story was interesting. And I had to get past the whole like Jimmy is black thing, and I had to get past
watching The Flash at the time,
Right.
So we were like, and even when the crossovers would come, I'd catch a little bit of it, and I just go, ooh, I just couldn't do it. It wasn't good enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Supergirl's drunk here because she purposely went to a planet that has a red sun so she can get drunk. That's that simple thing. People are saying that the text, because it looks like white paint or whatever, they're like, James Gunn is basically condoning cocaine usage because that's cocaine letters. You're like,
come on, dude. People aren't really saying that.
Yes, 100%. People are.
There's
There's even memes of Supergirl using a $100 bill to snort coke off the logo.
That would be funny.
I would love those people to travel back to the 1980s and then start commenting about cocaine.
Right, 100%.
Right? Yeah.
And movies.
They're showing their age.
Right. I want to back this up real quick. I actually do like this.
I was going to say, is that Kandor?
Yeah, it's Kandor. Yeah, we're seeing Kandor being bottled effectively, right?
Yeah.
That's sort of rad, man.
Yep.
Oh, any of you still alive? What was it like to lose everything?
So that's the young girl character in True Grit. That's Ruthie. Now in the comics, it looked, the character looked way different. She's an alien,
Oh, but it's a bummer. They could have swapped this for a young boy, and that would have made a very interesting storyline.
That would have been interesting.
Flipped it from girl.
Yeah. Because Supergirl's playing that would have been But I think they're trying to be more true to the comics, even though in the comics the Ruthie character was very alien. And I think that they were like, we're not gonna try to make a full-length movie with pure alien character.
People are going to have to be empathetic to that character. It's going to have to be a human child.
It needs to at least be humanoid, right?
Yeah.
Everything in the day.
Look at that. That looks rad, dude.
Yeah, it does.
That looks so cool.
Can I just say, this is all setting up for down the road Brainiac showing up, isn't he? I cannot wait to see Brainiac.
That's the beauty of this. This is confirming, finally, a live-action Brainiac. Shane, you made the documentary on Returns. Remember how close we got to a live-action Brainiac?
Many times we've been close to a Brainiac. He's come up so many times, yeah. We keep going back to the Lex Luthor bucket, but
it's always Lex Luthor. Yeah. I'm so glad, though, that we're finally going to go to the Brainiac well, and I'm almost happy that we didn't do it before, because Brainiac would be a hard character to do with technology from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Without being...
Yeah, it would have been tough. It's better that we waited, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the line where he goes, what was it like losing your home in a day? And that's when she goes, it didn't take a day. Yeah, because it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, well, Chris says something important. He goes, slowly, then suddenly. That's what happened. It was slowly and then suddenly. But it still took a long time. She is sort of rocking like the Star-Lord vibe, right?
Yeah, it's very Guardians of the
feeling
Galaxy.
very Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
She's got the coat and the headphones and all that.
I love that this is an off-world, off-Earth-esque movie. It's feeling like to me.
Yeah, it feels like a sci-fi epic. Which, if you guys know us, we like our sci-fi movies. Like sci-fi all the way, baby.
And James Gunn's really good at it.
And James Gunn's very good at science fiction.
Right. And I think he needs to get off of Earth for a bit anyways. He's been here for a while. I
Right.
think he needs to do something else.
Yeah. Between Peacemaker and literally everything he's made has been Earth-centric.
Yeah.
And
Suicide
who's the guy
Squad,
sat at the
Peacemaker,
table?
Superman. What's that?
Who's the guy sat at the table as well?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
They're keeping it, that's the person.
Yeah, we haven't seen the big bad. We see very little of Lobo. That's what we're going to get to. But you're right, Shane. I like the fact that it's off-world. It almost has like a Guardian sort of Star Wars vibe. Which, listen, they go, they're just ripping off Star Wars. Look, guys, Star Wars did alien worlds really well. So you can say we're ripping off, or we're trying to do it as good as.
So we are getting a Zor-El in this movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, played by that actor.
David Krumholtz.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's cool.
So he's got to be big bad.
No.
Yeah.
No, Zor. No. That's not. You're talking about.
Really?
You're thinking about Zod. No, Zor-El won't be big bad. That's Kara's father.
Oh, it's her father.
So,
you're right.
So who's that sat there then? Could that be Zor-El?
No.
Potentially?
Zor-El is Kara's father.
Oh, it's her father.
And so more than likely he's in flashbacks or something. Very cool actor, by the way. Very cool actor.
Because he's locked on the other side of Kandor, isn't he? He's inside Kandor.
He's in Kandor, miniaturized right now. But so we're probably gonna see him in flashbacks or something. No, so yeah, it's not Zod. Zor-El is her father.
Who's Groot?
Brute.
Yeah, that's a character.
That's probably the big bad.
Will Coban. He looks.
Oh yeah, that's the bad guy.
Okay,
Brute, not Groot. He's going to be a tree creature.
Pretty sure that's the bad guy. Yeah, I think
Brute's older brother.
The guy sitting at the table right now, that's not the bad guy. I think we do get a shot of the bad guy coming up.
Okay, that's him. Yes, looking at the picture. Well, actually, no. That's Krem of the Yellow Hills.
Krem.
Krem of the Yellow Hills. Matthias Schoenaerts is this guy.
So he's the muscle.
That's the best I'm gonna do. So that is that's Momoa as Lobo. He's got the lit cigar.
Yeah.
So rad. I know we're gonna see
man.
my man. We're gonna see more of him for sure in upcoming trailers, like for sure. But I gotta say, I've been wanting to see Lobo on live action for a long time.
A lot of people have, man.
Long time.
Do you know what would work?
And if it requires a Supergirl movie, which I never really cared about watching a Supergirl movie, then I'm cool with that too. And I think that you can actually 100% continue the Superman story with Supergirl in a way that makes me actually like Supergirl. And I've never really cared for her either way. It's been sort of apathetic to her. I think you can really do this in a way that I actually like this character. You know, the same way I actually ended up liking Aquaman, right? Because of Snyder.
Yeah.
I never really cared about Aquaman, and then Momoa played Aquaman. I'm like, that's sort of like Aquaman.
This trailer so far is definitely building the anticipation. Like I'm going, I kind of want to watch this movie.
I really hope as a Stargate Atlantis fan, because it would work with Lobo, that they just give him the Ronin blaster.
Kingdom Come, Chris.
Yeah.
The best Superman book, in my opinion, is Kingdom Come.
Although I do also love All-Star Superman as well. I think that's
I like it too. There's a lot of good Superman books, but this one right here, this thick manuscript, this Kingdom Come is really
why Superman is Superman.
It's so well done. I mean, like one day they're gonna make a movie. You know, when they do make a movie, it's gonna be they're gonna make a Kingdom Come movie like 15 years from now when David Corenswit's actually of age to play old Superman. Here we go. All right. So initial thoughts starting with you, Shane.
Yeah. I mean, I actually wasn't sure what to think when I saw Supergirl at the end of Superman. I was a little bit, I don't know the character really well, and being a party girl, I guess, is part of it. So I was kind of like, Then I saw it was Millie Alcock, and I'm like, that's intriguing. Now that I've seen this teaser trailer, I'm definitely pushed more to wanting to see it, as opposed to just being apathetic before. So yeah, I'm curious.
Yep, John, how about you?
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see it. Again, with the exception of Russell T Davies' Doctor Who and his spin-offs, I only wait till I see it before I make a proper judgment on it. So I look forward to seeing it. I want to see what he does with it. And again, I can't judge it from under a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, a minute and a half.
Yeah. So bring it on. More crypto. I like crypto for the last one. A lot of people didn't. I did, and I know it's going to lead also to a potential debate between Superman and Supergirl about, she likes to kill, he doesn't. That's coming down the road, isn't it?
Yeah, no, she doesn't.
There's going to be that discussion.
I mean, look, she doesn't really kill. So she's a lot more violent, and she beat the.
You can see that in that trailer.
She'll beat the ever living crap out of someone, but she doesn't kill. So she is the good guy still.
Well, she's a realist. He's an optimist. That's the difference.
But to be fair, in that trailer, though, with what she was swinging, even if you live through that, you're not going to have a good quality of life afterwards, are you?
Yeah, I felt pretty much the same way. It's okay. I do like the song. I do think it was, like we said before, I think it's risky to use a pop song. It's a cool song. It definitely fits. It fits her character. It definitely fits her character.
Let me tell you, your American Outlaws terrible example, is a 13% Rotten Tomatoes, a movie time forgot. Choose a movie that was remotely successful where the trailer had a pop song that made the movie worse.
No. That movie was not successful because the marketing campaign was famously fumbled.
13%.
Because no one watched it.
No, the people who did watch it said it sucked. That's the problem.
Let me tell you something. That would have had a high audience score had more
wait.
people watched it. Okay.
I'm watching this movie so hard. I'm gonna watch it so hard.
Yeah.
And then come back.
And guess what, bro? You're a fan of Westerns, are you not?
Love Westerns.
Oh, and you like Tombstone, right? That's your favorite movie?
But I'm going to hate this movie.
Wait,
I can already tell.
See, you cannot go into this saying you're going to hate the movie, Shane.
I'm just looking at it, and it just feels like I'm going to hate it.
No.
Jonah Hex straight after it.
Can't. Shane. Okay, no. Jonah Hex is a bad movie.
That's a bad movie.
Yeah, that's. And you know what's funny? What did I say earlier? I said I've liked all DC movies, even the bad ones, except for that one.
Yeah,
because that's actually a DC movie. No, look.
I'll be honest about it. I'll watch it and tell you.
I hope so. I think the trailer is okay. I was gonna watch this movie regardless, so it wasn't really made for me. The trailer's good enough, and I like the way she looks, and I like that they're staying pretty close to the comics as what James Gunn usually does. So that's good. Do I think it's like a stellar trailer? No, it's okay.
No, but they're starting from a very low. Like she even says it, it's a pretty low bar,
right?
To jump over. I mean, they don't have. It's not Superman. Like they don't have to come out with a trailer that's going to be like, oh shit, I got to go see that movie. They just need to get your interest up.
Yeah, Superman had to be a Super Bowl premiere.
Oh yeah,
with that epic music, you had to.
But if the budget's lower, as you alluded to earlier,
almost
lower, then you can do it because you're gonna hit that profit margin a lot quicker at a lower figure. So, you can do it. To be honest with you, this is something I've said for a while. I want them to get back to the fact where they actually do movies on a lower budget. They don't know if they're going to be a big success or not, but the fact is they do them. And at least I'm seeing something different this time. Zack Snyder's Justice League was exactly what I thought it was. It was the Flash couldn't run properly, and he was the Flash. Hire someone who can run. That's the main thing they do.
I don't understand why Ezra Miller ran like that. So I feel like if you were running that fast, it would be like ice skating. Shut up, Ezra.
He ran like he soiled himself.
Run like a regular person. God, you're ruining this for me. Stop it. Listen, I will never forgive Zack Snyder for that. As much as I love about Zack Snyder's movies, he should have told Ezra Miller, stop it. Run like a regular person, you freak. Stop doing that.
I know, but Zack doesn't have movies like that. He does everything as like a group think idea. So if an actor is really passionate about it, he lets him go with it. He just didn't realize how stupid it was going to look. Especially when you've got the CW Flash running. Grant Gustin's running, so it looks perfect.
Bro, how do you make a $300 million movie and somehow the CW show does the character better?
Yeah,
you should have cast him as your Flash.
Yeah,
first day on set, and it's like, okay, Ezra, go for it, and he starts running like Shakira, and you're like, yeah, we might have cast this one wrong, guys.
So dumb. Man.
I mean, but there's also that film. Just to say as well, what was also bad about it, or it might have been, it wasn't the Flash movie; it's a Justice League one, but the one where he saves Iris, and he's literally CD perving at her in slow motion when she's hanging in the air. And I thought to myself, this guy's no hero.
I mean, I do feel like that's something that Barry Allen would do, though. Mexican Iron Man for $20. Thank you, Mike. You are a mensch.
Mike.
He said, since this trailer looks like trash, and since Supergirl looks like she's on a Red Sun bender, I volunteer Kara stay with me here on Hilton Head Island, and I'll get her a shower and cleaned up at a day spa, then a naked couples massage.
I like that.
That's fair.
Mike, I hope it works out.
That's fair. You know what? I'd also pay to see that movie.
Yeah.
Just blur your face out, bro.
Yeah. We just need to blur you out of the picture and have everything else in focus. Look, Millie Alcock is a beautiful woman. She doesn't look like the blonde bombshell version of Supergirl, but I think that would, as much as of a red-blooded American I am, I think that would actually take away from the character because it's not
the grunge Supergirl.
You got to give her some. She's beautiful, and she doesn't look like an Instagram model with 13 filters on, and that is objectively a better decision.
And she's Australian, which already makes her like 10% hotter.
Yeah, she's got that like that permanent sun kissed skin. You know what I mean? Like just enough to be super hot. You know. Christy for $10. Thank you, Christy. If she outgrows the trauma of her past to become an empathetic, more intuitive, and yet humbled superhero, I'm in. And who am I kidding? I'm in no matter what. Yeah, true that. Thank you, Christy. Yeah,
I totally agree with you on that.
So that's our take on Supergirl, guys. Here's the deal. When next time you're on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, Blue Sky or whatever social media you use, when you see someone posting weird Rage Merchant hot takes about anything James Gunn, I would suggest taking that with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of weird Rage Merchants out there just using anything James Gunn posts for engagement farming, and it's not authentic. It's disingenuous.
Well said.
Let's talk.
Absolutely.
Speaking of inauthentic and disingenuous, let's talk about Candace Owens.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, sit up for this one.
Look, Brian's like undo his pants a little bit. He's about to like break out.
Yeah. All right.
Gone X-rated. Well, we're past 9 o'clock here in the UK, so anything can happen now, everybody.
So Candace Owens, does everyone here know who Candace Owens is?
Yes, she was the beacon of hope for the right wing when we got a black female commentator who was coming over from the left, and everyone is excited, and now everyone is horrified.
Yeah,
a little bit scared, actually.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good.
The art of the grift.
Yeah,
the art of the grift.
So yeah, Candace Owens, black female, spoke really well, had some good ideas. I remember a couple years ago, my wife sharing like TikToks or whatever reels with me, like, "Oh, look at her, look at what she's saying. Isn't that cool?" And I remember telling my wife, something's off with this chick. And Shane, you remember me saying something's wrong with this woman. Something's off with her.
Well, it's been a slow slide. Like, it started out very reasonable, and the crazy has just gone. After she had her breakup with
Daily Wire.
Yeah, with Daily Wire, it's just gone off the way. It's like a vehicle who slowly their wheels have come off. Yes.
Right. So if you ever watched her shows in their full context and not the out of context, quick little 30-second clips on social media, you would find that most of the time she doesn't really understand what she doesn't know what she's talking about. She'll say something that she knows the audience wants to hear, but there's a lot of details missing from what she's saying. And look, I'm not the best well-spoken guy, and I forget details too. So you would think glass houses, but I'm also admitting as such. I don't act as if I'm the best well-spoken guy. I don't act like I have all details, and I don't pretend as if I have information that the audience does not. I will tell you exactly what I know. So when I look at Candace Owens, and I binge watched a bunch of these shows in preparation for this. Charlie Kirk died on September 10th, right? It has been a few months since he passed, since he was assassinated by that trooned out weirdo. Since then, Candace Owens has created, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Almost 40 shows specifically about Charlie Kirk.
Wow.
It started out with her talking about how much she loved Charlie Kirk, and then questioning Charlie Kirk, and then questioning Charlie Kirk's organization, and then questioning his wife, and then questioning people in the Republican Party, and then questioning his friends, then going after YouTubers that were also competing with her for views, like Tim Pool, Brett Cooper. Now she's going after the FBI. She basically goes after anyone that gets in the way of her views. Nothing she's ever said has any substantial evidence. And she does this thing where she asks an obtuse question that can't be quickly answered, right? You can't give it a one paragraph answer. She'll ask that obtuse question that could be answered if you gave someone enough time to answer it. And then she goes, I'm just asking questions. And these obtuse questions do have some awkwardness to them. Like, oh, I wonder why that person was on the phone. Well, I don't know. But you saying, why was that person on the phone when Charlie was assassinated? That tone in your voice and the way you say it is you insinuating that person had some involvement with his assassination when there's 5,000 reasons that weren't his assassination on why it could have been. But you saying it on a platform with millions of viewers is not just dangerous and irresponsible, but dirty. It's dirty.
She's a dishonest grifter then, basically.
Well, there's three. What I tell you, there's three options. Either she's legitimately brain damaged and a crazy person. She's a grifter who cares more about money than truth, or she's a controlled opposition working for the leftist. There's only three options because in almost 40 live streams, at an hour plus each live stream, which is almost 40 hours of content, she has never given any substantial evidence to her quote unquote investigation into Charlie's Kirk. First off, calling it an investigation is disingenuous. You're a YouTuber. Knock it off.
It's ghoulish as well, isn't it?
It's ghoulish,
just
bro.
grifting.
And what really got me going, because I'm not paying attention to this woman. I don't care about her. But it really got me going. What's that?
I was going to ask you two. Who do you think's bankrolling her?
Oh, she's bankrolling herself, brother.
She's bankrolling herself.
It's just
And this is
herself.
part of the problem. Like, just real quick before Brian goes deep into it, Rick Thoughts has probably the best comment here with his $5 super chat. Thank you, Rick. Candace is actually super smart, but she is just grifting and lying. She's serving evil. So I believe what has happened with Candace is after she left Daily Wire and went on her own, she realized shit. She was very passionate about what she was talking about when she was Daily Wire and previously. As soon as she left herself, she realized, oh crap, I now have to run my stuff as a business. And the moment you choose to run your channel as a business, as opposed to just following your passion, now all of a sudden you're set up to grift, and you just can't help it. And so once you go down a certain road, you got to keep going down that road. One of the things that is really interesting about her videos, and you can tell from the way she speaks, is that I don't think she always believes what she's talking about. Going back to all of her issues, when she started with the whole like Israel and issues she had against Jews and the whole problem, she was straight up to this. It's like she just picks the next big thing and then plans her shows. And I think Brian gave the best piece of evidence, which was she will end her shows to set up her next show, which means she's already planned all of this out.
Yeah, everybody, listen, by the way, we're going to be taking off. So I really hope that you can subscribe and like, oh, I got an email here. Oh my God.
Yes, exactly.
This email, this is big news about the Stargate franchise. We're going to have to talk about that tomorrow. So make sure to come back tomorrow. She does that.
Is such a bullshit thing to do.
She does that every time, bro. It's so transparent to me.
Do that.
Okay.
Well, if that's who you are, that's fine. Like if people know, but if you're passing yourself off as a passionate, legitimate person, who's speaking your convictions, then you're not going to dally around with that sort of behavior like she is.
Right. So here's a thumbnail that really set me off. The thumbnail has Kash Patel looking like all nervous, right? Which coincidentally, Kash, you really shouldn't make these faces. They keep using you in thumbnails, dude.
Right.
Tim Pool and a question mark ominous figure. It says the $1 billion question: who stood to benefit from Charlie Kirk's assassination? Can I tell you guys something? Candace Owens stood to benefit from Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Well said, bro.
And if you watch our show next week, we'll break it down.
Tim Pool has done 4 live streams that were focused on Charlie Kirk's assassination right after the assassination. 4. Just 4. She's done almost 40. And if you look at every one of her shows, not only are they getting between 2 and the average, I think, is about 2.5 to 3 million views every live stream. They're hour long. Shane, you know what an hour long video is worth at 3 million. How much is that worth, bro?
Oh gosh, you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands of dollars in ad rates alone, AdSense alone, just pure ads.
Yep.
Okay. Then she also has a book that she will promote at least 6 times throughout that video. She has a documentary that's behind a paywall that she promotes a few times. She has sponsor reads that are worth, and you know what they were. What's a sponsor read worth at 3 million views?
At her level?
At her level.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, $25,000, $30,000 easily. So each one of these streams is making almost $100,000, you can say, in ad revenue, sponsors, and paywall stuff. So 40 of them times $100,000 on average. Hello? So who stood to benefit from Charlie Kirk's assassination? She did.
Wow, she got $40 million since she's been assassinated. $4 million.
Easily $4 million she's made off of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And she's done so by tearing down her, and this is, Breck, your thought. Maybe she's really smart. Like evil genius smart. Because she's made that money tearing down the competition.
Well, who else does she have to attack? Who else does she have? I mean, there is no, the shooter. You can't really go anywhere with that. You can't really attack left wing. You can't attack the left on this. You have to go for the inside man. Right. It's got to be an inside job. That's the only place to go. The conspiracy theory.
And it's gonna ramp up because you've got to make sure she's got enough coin in the bank for the legal fees in case Macron and his wife decide to carry on and sue her for her accusations about Macron's wife being a man.
Well, she saw what happened to what's his name? I just drew a blank. Who got sued for billions of dollars?
Oh, yeah,
and can't pay it. You were just talking about him eurlier.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, Alex Jones. I mean, she got to be careful.
Well, that's why she goes, I'm just asking questions. You know why people do that? They do that because they know that you can't quickly answer the stupid question.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry. I got to say this. After I finally looked into it, I realized, because at first I was like, well, maybe we didn't land on the moon because that weird, the belt around the moon that makes it see.
The Allen belt.
The Allen belt. But you see, when you say, how do we get through the Allen belt? You see, you can't answer that question in 5 words, in a sentence. It takes a 30-minute podcast to explain the basic science behind the Allen belt. So you can ask that question. Hey, I'm just asking questions. How do we get through the Allen belt? I'm just asking questions. So you can say that when there's no one to respond to you because it's a complicated answer, which makes you look like you know what you're talking about. And there's some kind of nefarious position here that you are attacking. When in reality, you know exactly what you're doing. And if you understood the science, you wouldn't ask that question. Look, Alex Jones did a very similar thing, but he didn't attack people. When he had a conspiracy theory, it usually attacked like the faceless government and the lizard people and the shadow institution and all this stuff. It wasn't like, I'm going to attack, Steven Crowder. It wasn't attacking people that were, in the same space as him. He was a lovable conspiracy theorist where you almost rooted for him. You're like, that guy's sort of crazy, but he's fun. He's like the crazy uncle. She is vindictive and malicious.
She just figured out that if you attack your competition, you'll get more viewers.
Right.
She just figured it out. Like, it's true for a period of time. Like, when you've got a whole circle, you'll pull everybody to your side of the pool. When there's a fight on campus, how many people show up to watch it?
I'm sorry for all the women watching right now. That is such a chick thing to do, by the way.
Is that what you meant to do on
No,
YouTube,
guys, I'm
then?
so sorry. I'm not trying. I'm not sexist.
Yes,
I have daughters. I love my kids, but I've been married for a long time. It's such a woman thing to do to sort of gaslight people into taking your side of the pool. It's sort of crazy, bro. Right?
Yeah.
It's such a thing. Chris, what? He didn't really go after Sandy Hook, referring to Alex Jones. He questioned whether Sandy Hook was a false flag or not. I'm just asking questions. Look, that was probably the wrong thing to do, right?
You can't attack a sympathetic,
right,
worldwide sympathetic event.
Yeah, Alex Jones shouldn't have done that. But should he have been fined $1 billion for it? No, absolutely not. That's insane. Yes, $1 billion? That's insane. That is so crazy to me, bro. For just saying something stupid on air. Oh, anyways, okay. I don't want to talk about Alex Jones, but it's insane that they got him for $1 billion. That he lost his business and everything is. It's crazy.
But she's so smart. Like Alex Jones isn't stupid, but Candace Owens is really smart. Like she's got this thing figured out, and if she can just walk the line, but I got a feeling that she's going to fall here real soon, and it's going to be interesting to watch.
Well, and we're gonna transition into Nick Fuentes because I think Nick Fuentes is going to be one that takes her out, not physically. I'm talking about online. although I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't put it past him physically taking her either. All right, so
YouTube wars have begun.
Check us out. So here's the video when Charlie Kirk died. She made a video where she'd act like she was his best friend when in reality he didn't even like her. By the way, guys, Charlie Kirk didn't like Candace Owens that much. He was just very polite. And there's a lot of evidence to prove that. But she made a video that says, "To my friend Charlie Kirk." This is when she realized, by the way, when that video got 7 million views, that's when she looked at the statistic, the analytics in her back end and goes, "Oh shit.
I'll never stop making videos about Charlie Kirk.
I'm only talking about Charlie Kirk." Look at before that, it was like France, and it was like mostly like people we didn't care about, right?
Yeah, I'm going to buy that car and that car.
And look at the videos, guys. It went from 1.4 million views to 7 million views. And you know what she did? Her next video was "Hell Hath No Fury." And the title was "They're Lying About Charlie Kirk," with a picture of the Prime Minister of Israel.
Netanyahu. Yeah.
Okay? 9 million views. Oh, nothing gets you going like some Jew hate. Let's go.
She attacked Israel first. Okay, now what'd she do?
Oh, then she went on to the FBI.
Yep.
Now it's FBI and Israel, right?
Uh-huh.
And then
roommate.
Then the roommate. And I think she targeted the trans thing a little bit, right? But I watched that episode. She still peppered in a little bit of Netanyahu.
Okay.
A little bit of Israel in there.
She rode that grift as long as she right.
And then she was like, "Well, that didn't get as many views as the last one. I need to go back to Jew hate." Went right back to Netanyahu, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wait. And then she started questioning the footage. And she's like, "What about this? All this. Look at this." And then the FBI and Erica Kirk. She knew she can get some Erica Kirk.
She was trending. If you look at when that video came out, that's when Erica Kirk really started trending.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You
see what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
finger on the pulse with the
and about 8 episodes later, she even attacks President Trump in one of these, and that got a lot less views. Look at it, got less views than everything else. She was like, oh, gotta get off the Trump thing. People still like Trump.
That's her base. She doesn't want to.
Yeah, she's like, oh, wait, I attacked Trump. I better be careful. Because she lost half her views the second she did that. Then she was like, I'm going to go after TPUSA and talk about their finances. God. Go ahead, John.
Well, see, this is fantastic. And go ahead, John. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, this is like one of those, going through this review is like, this looks like what would turn up in one of those Discovery Channel crime documentaries.
Yes.
Where it's going, and they have an analyst sat there going, and then we went through her records on YouTube. We didn't know at the time that she was a sadistic serial killer that was trying to wipe out everyone on YouTube, but her evidence was clearly there.
Right. No, it's true.
And then she went back after the feds again. That proved to get some extra views, and she's just following the veins of gold here, guys.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know anything about, a lot of people here don't know a lot about YouTube.
Everybody loved Charlie Kirk, but not as many people love TPU. So The thing was, here's what she found out. Like, and if I had no soul and I was and I didn't care about, I had no morals, this is exactly what I would have told her to do.
100%.
Because TPU is a relatively faceless organization now that could easily have been insider. So it opens up this whole conspiracy lane that people don't really care that much about the organization. They only cared about him.
TPUSA.
And now it's okay to talk shit.
Yep. And they're funded by Israel and the evil Jews.
Ooh.
And the feds are in on it. And now Erica Kirk wanted to kill him so she could become CEO of this corrupt organization.
Juicy.
And Tim Pool helped her. Like, what the fuck? All right, so real quick,
I'm gonna have nightmares about Candace Owen going forward.
No, okay.
Owen is going to be hunting you in California.
Let me explain to you guys some YouTube strategy here. Okay, if you ever want to become a YouTuber, I want to explain to you guys how to be successful at YouTube.
Start 10 years ago.
Yeah,
that's the first step.
Go back in time. No, but like, this is the strategy for YouTubers. What they do is when they, especially YouTubers that are struggling a little bit, like they have a lot more subscribers than they have viewers, right? They tend to throw a lot of stuff at the wall. Well, the second they hit a vein of gold, just like mining, they're mining with all these different ideas. You'll see like a channel pop up like 5 videos over a month that are like sort of random. I went to the mall today. My top 10 sci-fi movies, whatever. They are throwing things at the wall. And then when their audience sticks to one of those things, the next 10 videos will be about that thing.
I hate how you call me out like this, Brian. I really
I'm
do. I'm just trying to make my way in the world, and you just keep knocking me down.
The
mate.
thing is, though, okay, this is called mining.
And proof that we're not good at YouTube, because if you look at all of our videos,
we don't do that.
Yeah,
we're not good at this. We know how to do this. We just don't.
Which might make us stupid. I'm not sure.
Right.
Like
we made a Dune documentary, and then I think it was like a Charlie the Chocolate Factory documentary.
We're like, fuck it, throw it all against the
wall. We just go wherever we're interested in that particular day, and our audience is like, "What's going on, guys? I came here for Star Trek. Then I was watching Dune. Now I'm watching Willy Wonka. What's happening?
Politics now? What's happening here?
The thing is, though, it's called mining. So you find a vein of things your audience likes, and you stick to it. One of my favorite people on YouTube is named Jeremy Hanbury, because he runs the quartering. He's a good guy. Jeremy's a great guy. He is he's a way up, he's above us in subscribers and viewers, but he's a little below these other big guys. And he pops out like 5 or 6 videos a day. The guy's
the perfect miner.
He's
the perfect example of what you're doing, what you're saying.
He is a beast. This guy is a content beast.
Yeah.
He literally goes, all right, what 9 videos do you want me to make today? And meanwhile, me and Shay and I have made 9 videos in 2 years. It's crazy. So the thing is, though, I like him because he does the same exact thing. He follows the vein. And by the way, when we had no subscribers, we reached out to Jeremy for advice. When we literally had like 2,000 subs, and he responded and helped us. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, he does the same exact thing. He doesn't do it maliciously. He's following the views, right? Well, she has done it for almost 40 videos straight. And the bad thing with the mining is eventually has to come to an end.
Oh, yeah.
It can't last forever, which is why she's constantly upping the game to more and more insane, dramatic positions. Like now, her last video is literally her attacking Erica Kirk. The title says, Erica Kirk tells me to stop. And you know what she says? No, Erica, I won't. You've clearly been bought out by TPUSA. She's now attacking the widow of Charlie Kirk.
That's how you know you're at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember, you guys remember Supernatural, right? I'm no spoilers, but Supernatural every season has to sort of up the ante of the big bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've had this conversation before. Where do you go after the devil? Like,
yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it, and I love Supernatural, but they will get to the point at the end where there is no worse. There's no worse. And there's no more reprehensible person for you to attack than the widow of the guy who was assassinated.
This is it.
Well, maybe Candace Owen needs to do a supernatural and go at the end of each video or the start of the next one, do a supernatural and go a bit of Kansas and go previously on Candace Owens, carry on my way.
Well, and this is going to lead us to the next topic because I think that she's at the end of her run. There's no one else she can attack unless she really wants to risk it all and go after Trump, because that's the only one.
That's the only one.
That's the final boss of this gold mining.
That would be fantastic, yeah.
Right? And listen, I think that she's smart enough to realize that is a risky play.
Yeah,
you will lose half your audience in a day.
I think she's praying for something else to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's going to be. It's going to be Epstein, isn't it?
Well,
it's going to be what's breaking about that. That's a grift gold, that one potentially, isn't it?
But she's got to attack Trump.
If something comes out that paints a light enough, she can grab onto it again. But the problem with Epstein is that it's this long thread that people keep grabbing pieces of and then it just disappears. And so it's like people are getting like frustrated and they've kind of stopped watching a lot of Epstein content.
I will be very.
So I don't know. She might be too smart to follow the Epstein trail. But if nothing else happens, yeah, I could see her going back to Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she basically told Erica Kirk, well, why am I stopping? In the name of who? Who are you working for? And she's going back to like TPUSA and the Jews and very Jewish. So this leads me to the next person here. Nick Fuentes. You guys know who this person is?
Yes, his name's been up a lot lately.
Yeah, Nick
Heard
Fuentes.
the name, not seen much of him. Yeah.
So I've now seen a lot of Nick Fuentes. A lot. And Nick Fuentes, like, he has some very controversial things. Let's be real, okay? The guy has said some very controversial things. But when he said, Candace Owens can suck my dick because I'm in the middle of my generational run, he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
While Candace Owens is at the end of her gold mining, and she's going to have to find something else to latch on to that's just as problematic. Nick Fuentes doesn't have to do any of that. He can be problematic all on his own. He doesn't require a news source. He doesn't require a vein. He can be dramatic and problematic and America first all on his own. And when he said that, I got to say, even though I don't share a lot of the views that Nick Fuentes said, I was like, go get her, buddy. I think that they killed the nice one when they assassinated Charlie Kirk. And now all these people are
power vacuum.
Yeah, they're trying to fill this power vacuum. And I got to tell you guys, I think Nick Fuentes is going to be the one that fills that spot, which means they really shouldn't have killed the nice one. They killed the wrong. They killed the nice one, and we're going to be left with Nick Fuentes. Right, and Nick Fuentes is going to. I believe if I had to bet on a horse, he's going to win that power struggle because he's been growing. Like I'm talking about, like 200-300% views, subscribers. The guy is becoming a force that you can no longer silence.
Well, he's been everywhere, so people are curious. Whereas before, you kind of knew the name, but you didn't really know what he was necessarily all about. Now he's been, everywhere, and now people are starting to find out. So this is his moment. And also, the more divided as a country we become, the more he's going to get a pile on his side as being like a really far right-wing extremist. So,
right. And so this is a perfect segue here. So Piers Morgan had Nick Fuentes on. Okay. Shane, I can't wait to hear your take on this, buddy. Piers Morgan, and we'll play a little of it because you know what? We can do that. Piers Morgan has his own channel. I'm not getting a copyright claim by CNN. It's awesome. Piers Morgan had Nick Fuentes on. So in one side I applaud Piers Morgan for having controversial figures on and YouTubers and people that other mainstream media personalities wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, right? They would not platform people that disagree with it. So that's great. But I think he was really malicious in this interview with Nick Fuentes. And it came to a point in the interview where Nick Fuentes was just over it, and he just started trolling Piers Morgan, and it made Piers Morgan look really stupid. And it didn't help that Piers Morgan followed up this interview with Steven Crowder, and Steven Crowder proceeded to disassemble him on live stream in relation to the Nick Fuentes interview. I mean, really disassemble him. He broke down Piers Morgan to his base elements and then shoved him in a trash compactor on live stream. It was actually an incredible watch. Well, Nick Fuentes gets upset at some point and just trolls him. Steven Crowder did not get upset. He just came with a fully loaded M16. And I think Piers Morgan made a mistake this time by attempting to appear as a free speech advocate while also advocating for restrictions of speech at the same time. It made him look like a hypocrite.
Well, I am actually a huge Piers Morgan fan, and I'll tell you, I've been following him for a long time.
Yeah, since The Apprentice.
So before that,
really, I've been following him since The Apprentice.
The thing I like about Piers Morgan, he's also has a level of grifting only because he figured out, kind of ahead of what Candace Owens has done. He figured out, if I go this on my own and I keep it controversial, then I'm going to make a lot of money. He figured it out. But at the same time, I do believe that his values are consistent when he's out there. Like, what he believes is what he believes, and he pretty much sticks to it. So I'll be very curious. I haven't seen this interview. I'll be very curious to see.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he was hypocritical about his values. Mm-hmm. It was about the way he interviewed him was dirty.
He corners people when
he tried to. You can't. That's the problem. You can't corner Nick Fuentes. Okay, he's always said everything he said. There's one point in this video which I can't play because I'm pretty sure it's I can't play. I mean, I'll try, but there's a point where he plays a Nick Fuentes clip where Nick Fuentes was like, most black people should be in jail for the most part, and he says like this really controversial thing about women and black people and leftists or something like that, and Piers Morgan goes, all right, so we just played that. What do you say about that, Nick? And Nick was like, it's all true, 100%. And dude, Piers Morgan's face, was not expecting him to double down.
No, of course not, because Piers makes his money off of people trying to backtrack, and then what he does is he forces them into a corner where they either have to admit it or just change the subject entirely. That's how he makes his money.
Yeah. Nick Fuentes is not going to backtrack.
The right guy for that.
That's not Nick Fuentes, though. He just doubled down. He was not expecting the level of savagery that comes from this man. This man is a straight up racist.
I don't think Piers Morgan likes the pushback as well, because I remember during the pandemic there's a TV show called GMTV in the UK, and he was on that. He was presenting that, and there was a lefty weather guy that was criticizing him on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and essentially he just got up and he went, right, I've had enough of this, and he just walked off the set live, just quit, basically.
Wow. What's your opinion of Piers Morgan, John?
He's had a checkered past with the whole in the UK about when he was running, I think it was the Mirror, and it was tapping people's phones and that stuff that went on sort of early 2000s. So he was involved in all of that. I don't mind him too much, but I think, as I was saying at the beginning of the show, I just think he's an establishment journalist. That's where he is. That's where he's, as you said, Brian, that's where he's come from.
Right.
So
mainstream.
So the trouble is, you're always gonna revert back to that format.
And Crowder had him on his toes when he said that, because he goes, the way you interviewed him is the same disingenuous way that the mainstream media always interviews people. And he goes, and Piers Morgan says, well, I'm not mainstream media, am I? And he goes, yeah, but you are. You're not mainstream media in the sense where you're independent now, but you come from that, and you have continued that format on YouTube. everything you do is in the same exact format and the same exact training you've had for years.
You think he? I don't feel like his YouTube channel follows mainstream media formatting at all.
Well,
and I watch all of his shows.
It literally has the lower thirds. It has the same technology, the same delay.
The way you ask questions.
Well,
He
as a Brit,
asks real questions.
He does.
As a Brit, he does. There's another channel on YouTube called Talk TV. And they do a similar sort of format. In fact, he was on Talk TV before he sort of left it, and he's running his setup, and it is very much the UK kind of style of, show, a news show that we have in the United Kingdom. So I think he's still following the same format.
Right. What Rec just said is exactly what you're talking about. He attacked Nick the person, not the logic of his ideas. That's what mainstream media does. They don't attack the ideas that they're saying they're spouting, but they try to attack the character of the person.
That's a good point. Now I haven't seen this interview, so maybe that's what happened. But typically he doesn't attack the person.
Oh, he went after Nick the person, and then he went after Nick's dad, and that's when Nick got really savage. He didn't like that.
Interesting. Oh, I'll have to watch this after.
So here's the clip. Here's the clip that where Pierce really does not expect Nick to do this. And listen, I'm gonna stop it if it uses the N-word, okay?
Of course.
Guys, I don't want to be demonetized again, okay? Here we go.
Is that almost all of it is just going to be reminding you what you have said and asking you what you meant. Your position about that story is that it was a joke, okay?
So he prefaces the interview by saying, I'm going to play you what you said, and I'm going to ask you to clarify. But then, and that's, for the most part, that's true, except for every single time, he then goes after the person and not the words. And that's what Nick and Rec, you're totally right. That's what he does every time. Halfway through the interview, you can tell that Nick is just over it. He's over it. This is not a real interview, and he just starts trolling Pierce, and it doesn't work out for him.
I want to come to something else you said. This is where you talk about Jews, women, and blacks. Let's just take a listen.
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise.
I'm going to pause it. Mexican Iron Man says something. Mexicans should be deported for the most part. Thank you, Mike.
So yeah, so I kind of get okay. So like, and Nick Fuentes is a little bit of a grifter as well.
Yeah, well, Nick Fuentes, he got popular being hyper edgelord, and his edge has softened a little bit, and he's going more toward the center.
Yes.
In order to get a larger audience, for sure. He would have never gone on Piers Morgan. Well, he says, well, you would have never had me on 3 years ago. Nick, you wouldn't have gone on 3 years ago.
Right.
I mean, I will say, guys, in the UK at the moment as well, with what I'm seeing here and the way Piers Morgan is doing things, and from that clip, it's similar to, there's a party in the UK that if they stay on course, they'll be the next government in the UK. That's Reform. And the leader of it, Nigel Farage, they've literally been going after him, the BBC and ITV and some of the mainstream journalists, because apparently 50 years ago, he allegedly said something racist to somebody that he was at school with. And and he made the point to him. He said, well, that was 50 years ago. It was a different time. But you're the BBC. You were running like the black and white minstrel show at the time. You were putting all kinds of racist content on, but you're pulling me out and digging me out for something 50 years ago. And that's what I mean. That reminds me of what the mainstream media are doing over here.
Right.
They're going for the personal attacks. They're going for the ludicrous things to try and get something on you to take you down.
It feels hypocritical, right? It feels really hypocritical when they do that. And this interview has a little bit of that flavor, and it's because he attacks Nick, the person, Nick's family, and not Nick's
let's hear
ideas.
that part of it.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear the response.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Okay. Would you like to clarify what you meant there?
That's all true. That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah. Yes.
Pierce is like,
just nowhere left to go for Piers, is there, at that point?
What did I just do?
See, that's where his brain is going right now. He's like, okay, shit. What am I, where do we go after this? No, let's hear a little more. Come on.
But all of them?
No, for the most part.
What does the most part mean? What percentage of American blacks would you like to see in prison?
Whatever the percentages of the murderers. I think it's 1 in 20 black men will commit a murder in their lifetime. So maybe let's say that 5%.
Oh, so you're talking about black people who murder people?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
stop it.
But you didn't
Yeah,
say
that's
that. You
the
just
crime
said
problem.
Most of them. Now, here's where Nick's reeling a bit. So Nick said for the most part. Well, now he just said 5%. So for the most part would be 80%, 85%. You see what I'm saying? So,
Well,
even
so
Nick,
I went and looked at that clip. I watched his show in context because that's the most popular clip from that show.
of course.
He does go on to specify the statistical numbers of African Americans between the age of, I think it was like 18 and like 28 or something like that, are 1 in 5 have possibility of committing a violent crime. So he went back to the actual numbers, like the FBI statistics, and he goes, those people belong in prison. So that was his explanation to that very incendiary clip.
Also, Nick, just to be clear, of the 25% or 1 in 5, it will be a black on black crime. So you can be okay. You can still feel safe because it's not going to happen to you. I'm just saying.
Right. He didn't specify what race that they were.
We'll all feel a lot better if blacks would be in jail, women would shut up, and Jews would stop ruling the world.
Well, I think when he's saying, and I'm not trying to defend this, by the way, guys.
I'm just saying that's what he said.
I'm saying if you watch that entire clip, when he says we'll all be better, he's also referring to blacks that are experiencing those violent crimes, not just
it sounds
white people.
a lot like he's not talking about blacks. It says when he says we, it sounds like he's talking about white people. Let's be real clear. But go ahead.
right. That's true. Again, I don't. I'm just saying the guy who's going to win this, the guy who's going to win this street fight for Charlie Kirk's vacuum is the guy who's actually willing to physically fight you. Okay.
Look, if you look at the image of Piers Morgan at the moment where it's frozen, it's like that. It's like that image in the Batman movie where the presenter in the newsroom dies, and it's killer camera. Cut the feed. Come on.
All right, so let's watch a little more of this interview. There's I'll just play a little bit more of this.
Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. You didn't clarify that you were talking about black murderers.
Right.
See, and that's the problem. That's the problem. This is a mistake on Piers Morgan's part. He watched the viral clip.
Of course.
He should have gone back and watched the show.
He has a problem with doing that, by the way.
That is a mistake when he says you didn't clarify. Because look at Nick's face. He's very happy right now that Pierce did not watch the whole thing. And that's the issue. And that's when I say mainstream media like formatting, this is what I'm talking about. The mainstream media is the same thing because they're just trying to chase views. They want people to watch.
Oh, for sure. Piers Morgan and all these guys who are growing on YouTube, they're just trying to chase views. Tucker Carlson included, FYI. Crowder included, FYI.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's trying to boost their thing. And so Piers Morgan's only one guy, and he has a different panel every day. He's got a completely different format than most YouTubers. And so he can only take chunks of what he's covering before he's got to move on to the next topic. And he depends on his team to back him up. He makes a mistake here like this, and he's going to get chewed up. But if you want to say that's national media, I would say the problem with national media isn't the format; it's the disingenuousness of national media.
Yeah, if you wanted to sum up, by the way, you're right, actually. If you wanted to sum up this interview, this where it's paused right now is pretty much how this interview went for him. It did not go well. I didn't want to touch too much. I didn't want to go back. There's one more clip in here, and then I want to show you guys the Crowder interview.
I just want to see where he gets Piers. I'd like to see that little piece.
Where he gets Piers?
Yeah, you said he, Pierce, where Pierce loses and
no, it's not really loss. It's more like he just doubles down on it. Pierce is not prepared for that. And then there is the crime statistic where he literally uses the wrong statistics because he's using a general statistic versus the specific age group statistic. But that I'm not sure where that is.
Can you show the part where he goes personally against him? I'd like to see.
Oh,
that.
yes. Yeah, that's here. Oh, man. Hold on. Almost got it. It's right here.
You said this. We're looping. You said this already.
But you haven't. Violent crime.
They're never ashamed of some of these holding hands around.
That you say on your own podcast is, do you think you grew up in a racist environment, that your father was inherently racist, and that thought process
Nick doesn't like that he's bringing up his
moved
father.
to you?
Well, I would say it's a new low. I've been attacked for being a racist many times, but to attack my father, to attack my parents based on anecdotes.
That bothers me. Pierce asked him a question, and it's a reasonable question because Nick Fuentes is a racist. Okay, so it's a reasonable question if someone's a racist to ask, is this the way you grew up? The way you think and the way you speak, did this come from your upbringing?
You got to watch the whole thing.
Nick doesn't like it, but you know when people don't like it? When you get close to the truth.
Yeah, watch the whole thing before you think that.
I would say that's
it's your anecdote.
Yeah, but he's not here to defend himself.
You are.
And my parents are.
You told the story.
And I will. And I'll
I'm not trying to ambush you. As I said at the start, Nick, to be clear.
No, it's not an ambush.
Nick, to be clear,
I think
I'm not
understands.
ambushing you. I'm literally reading an anecdote that you revealed on your podcast. It's you that's put it in the public domain.
I know.
I'm simply asking you whether my assessment of that, which is that your father didn't want to take you to certain restaurants because of what you refer to as, they were commonly known as black fare, whether that attitude to African Americans in that instance permeated to you. It's a reasonable question.
By the way, sorry, side note. It's wild that Nick lives in Chicago when he doesn't want to be around crime. You know?
There's very white areas of Chicago, though.
Oh, are there? Okay.
Yeah, and I think the question that Pierce is asking here is very reasonable, and I don't feel like it's attacking at all. He's literally asking him about what he's already talked about. This is the stuff that Pierce does a lot.
Yeah, watch the rest of it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think everybody knows what that is, but I'll address it. I'll engage with it, and I'll defend my father from the charge of racism.
Sure.
No, my parents are not racist, and they've never been racist. I'll tell you about my parents. They used to have a school in Chicago in the South Loop where they instructed people on how to shoot firearms. It was a security school, and most of the clients were black. And I believe actually one of their clients was Larry Hoover's son at one point, sort of a funny story. And so most of their clients would come in from the South side of Chicago. My grandmother, she grew up in the projects in the city. And so my family, being in Chicago, being ethnics, being Italian, Irish, Mexican, in the West Side on Taylor Street, all over the city, my family for many generations have lived near and around black people. And look, my views about black people and their views about black people are shaped with experiences with black people. And what they will tell you, what my parents would say if they were here, is that for many, many years, the older generations of black people were very respectful, very humble, very decent. In fact, my grandma used to have an anecdote. She grew up in a lot of dysfunction. Her mother was mentally ill, and they would be having dinner in the projects, and there'd be so much chaos and dysfunction and disagreement and fighting. And she would look across the way out the window at a black family in the other apartment, and they'd be holding hands around the table saying grace. And this is sort of the culture that used to prevail. But now what you have in the city is that there's no accountability for the black people. And now Chicago has become a complete dump because these teenagers go out and they take over the city.
So sorry, where does he get takeovers? I don't see the. Well, he's giving a typical. Let me tell you something. I've been listening.
It's coming up right here. I'm looking at the chapter link.
What Nick's saying right here. I've been listening to this kind of stuff for generations, for decades. I've listened to white people say the exact same thing.
The context
Black
of the
people
actual
used
chapter.
to be so. Yeah, because they were put in their fucking place is why they were taught why they were that way. And when they finally got, said, look, we want to be treated equally the same as everybody else, they started getting a little uppity.
It's not a referendum on race. I just wanted to show you the context before we get to that section.
No. I mean, I get where he's going, but so far, I see this as a win for Pierce so far.
The whole interview. Watch the whole interview.
From a boxing perspective, it looks like Pierce has got him on the ropes.
Yeah, this is at the 18-minute mark. It's a 2-hour video.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, if you don't have it, it's cool.
No, I have the chapter link right here. I wanted to show you the minute that led up to that. Here, watch.
Okay.
Capacity. When I read that anecdote, it's just to remind you, it's not something I have put out there. You told this story, right? And you said that
you said this. We're looping. You said this already.
But you haven't really directly, I think, responded to it, which is whether your father would not take you to certain restaurant chains because he associated them with black Americans. Is that true?
No, well, see here, if you're in America, you would say that Olive Garden is not real Italian food. Applebee's, TGI Fridays, this stuff is a load of crap. My dad was just a food snob, but no, it's got nothing to do with that. My best friend in first grade was a black guy. We're not a racist family. So
okay, so when you told the story, I'm just curious. So when you told that anecdote, which clearly on the face of it is racist, right? You're basically saying your father made racist decisions about where you would go as a family to eat.
This is the conclusion.
Are you saying, well, I'm just going to ask you a question. Are you saying that when you told that story, you didn't mean to infer that he was racist? And do you understand why when somebody like me reads that anecdote for the first time, as I did this week, I reach a different conclusion?
There's a mistake here, by the way. Nick should have said you should have read the whole thing.
Yeah, so I would need to read what Nick wrote to understand whether or not he inferred racism. So that's the one thing that we don't know.
Right. See, again, this is a small sentence of a 17-page entry, right. And he didn't read the whole thing. And Nick should have said you should have read the whole thing. And what he was doing when he was explaining his upbringing is he was literally reading the whole thing. He was basically showing him the whole blog post, but in vocal form. And he should have made that very clear. I don't think Nick realizes that Pierce didn't watch all these things in context or read all these in context. Did Nick infer that there was racism or no? No, what he said was in the blog post, and I read the whole thing, and it was it's not a fun read. It's basically his upbringing. His dad would make sure that the restaurants they went to when they were young were safe. And often that would be in areas that weren't ran by or visited by black people. So Nick was making that inference that his dad made. It was inferring that his dad chose that based on race. And we don't, but that's his inference. That's not, who knows what his dad is.
So Nick is the one inferring that his father made the choice. Well, Nick's father felt like it was safer not to go to black restaurants, right? That's what he's making that inference. Yes, we don't know. Again, his dad's not there to defend himself, and we don't know what his dad's real reasons were when he was a child 20 years ago. We don't know.
Can I something I wanted to just bring up quickly from what he said. And I hear this many a time from various people that have been interviewed about, they're asked if they're racist and stuff. They always bring up I had a friend who was, black when I was younger. And again, for me, that always, to be honest, that gives me an alarm bell at times, because it's like, you don't need to do that. You just go, no, I'm sorry, I'm not racist. You don't need to suddenly give yourself an alibi from your childhood. We
always feel like we have to prove something. So, for example, exactly what Nick was saying there is 100% true, Brian. When you were very little and I was a kid, we were coming back from picking me up from Bakersfield or Santa Maria, and we traveled through Compton. Dad did not stop at the restaurants in Compton because we were a white family and we were going to something bad would have happened.
Does that make him racist?
It does not make him racist. And so that's why the point is that unfortunately Nick comes across racist in the way he says things, and he kind of says things that are almost like,
shocking.
I don't like other races. That's the way he comes across. So when he tells a story about his dad not stopping, it does make an inference that his dad was racist based upon how Nick is. And so I'm not sure if if him asking the question, was your father racist? Is that what the question he's asking, right?
Yeah, you go, are you racist because your father was racist?
Right. And now Nick does come across as racist. Now maybe he shouldn't say, are you racist? Does Nick say he's racist? He says no, right?
Oh, yeah. He says no up until the very end of the interview where he goes, you know what? Fuck it. Hey, I am racist.
Okay, so cool. So Pierce was right the whole time. Okay, let's just be clear. So
I think he was just over the interview at that moment because there's a Crowder interview that took place the same day.
Over an interview, the last thing you don't do is fucking say you're
no, not if you're Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes don't give a fuck.
And he may not give a fuck, but let me tell you something. That, like Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes has an end to his road with this mentality.
Yeah. Conspiracy theory here, though. Him and Pierce talked before the show, and Pierce is going, look, do not say that you're a racist until right at the end of the show, because you want to keep people watching us right until the end to get the clicks. Then we get the money. Then we get the gold.
That's
go
so
for
great.
it.
Have him go, you know what? Fuck it. And then stop and have Pierce Gordon go, come back tomorrow. We'll find out what right now.
Play a bit of Kansas while you're doing it as well.
Yeah, there's also a section here where, and people don't like this, people can really give him a hard time, is when, I guess I'll play it here, is Pierce basically attacks Nick and says, maybe if you would like women more if you've had sex.
Oh shit!
Because
that's fucked up.
Nick is a Catholic, and he's not going to he's not going to have sex until he's married. He's a devout Catholic, and he basically calls him an incel. And it's funny, like Pierce expected everyone to be on his side when he said that, but the comment section just fucking ate him alive, dude. I'll play it right now before we show the Crowder one.
That's a tough one.
Oh, that was the wrong play by Pierce. He went the wrong.
You don't want to attack somebody personally.
And here we go.
Attack ideas.
Oh, you should see my DMs.
Stop going near women because they all turn out to marriage. Really, you've talked about this. You've talked about.
Are we done talking about white genocide?
Well, no,
I'm
coming to the same part because you seem very resistant to the idea of marriage. You've never got married. You've talked very scathingly about hens.
So first he asked him if he's gay, and then he asked him, yeah.
Okay. Fair question.
Let's just take a look.
That's true. Guys get to a certain age and they're like, you know what? Women suck. Like they're talking too much. They're not hot anymore. Like you're fat, you're chubby, you're not as hot as you think you are. You fucking talk too much. You're a bitch.
He's 27 years old.
So we'll obviously get to the brazen misogyny part of that a little later. But I'm just curious.
Dude. He's a shock jock, bro.
On the one hand, there's this terrible genocide
that's the whole
going
thing
on.
About being genuine and being a grifter, which.
Yeah. Nick Fuentes is a shock jock, bro. That's like coming after Adam Carolla 25 years ago for saying all the crazy shit he said. They were shock jocks.
Yeah, that's
right.
fair.
White people. On the other hand, you want people effectively to stop going near women because they all turn out to be so ghastly, so they shouldn't presumably procreate. So how does that work?
Piers Morgan probably shouldn't have brought this up because it was just leaked that his wife's been seeing other men behind his back and he's okay with it. So he's basically admitted to being a cuckold. And he brings this up.
What was the question he just asked here? I didn't get that.
Yeah, if you hate women so much, I'll just quit playing. I'll stop interviewing.
I mean, aren't you, with your rhetoric, actively encouraging men not to associate with these ghastly women, therefore not have any more children? Therefore, you are contributing, Nick Fuentes, to the diminishing white population. I'm confused.
That's a reach.
I tell my followers to get married all the time. I tell them that it's best for everybody to get married. And I think that's the only way that you can have sex. I think that's the only licit way as a Catholic, as to have sex is within marriage.
Why don't you get married?
I'll get married later. It's been difficult for me because people are shooting at me at my house. I don't know that I don't want to have kids and a wife,
That's a good point.
Fair answer.
Right? Maybe you shouldn't have a family while you're on this generational run that you're on right now and people are trying to kill you.
He's hoping he can get the Green Dragon's daughter. Is kind of what his hope is.
My wife would be screaming about
that. Are you talking about the KKK member?
I was pretty clear about Green Dragon. Right?
Is Green Dragon? No, I think he meant Red Dragon.
I think it's Green Dragon, right?
I think Green Dragon's like a.
This is how much we know about racism.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Red. I think the Green Dragon is like a Chinese gang. It's a Chinese gang thing.
No. For to comply with diversity regulations.
It's a grand dragon.
We're both wrong. It's the grand dragon.
They've got a pink dragon. They got gold
guys.
dragon.
This is how little we know about any of this stuff. He said green dragon. I said red dragon. It's grand dragon.
Grand dragon.
Do you know what?
To be fair, though, there is an Asian. There's a Chinese gang that has a green dragon. Something. Go ahead. What?
Go ahead. I read too much Tolkien. Go ahead.
I was just saying that they're going to be coming after you now for all of the KKK because you got the names wrong.
His name is it Grand Dragon or Grand Wizard? Who knows? God damn.
Hey, I live in California. They can't get into this state. There's like a
the KKK. They can't come in here.
Deflector shield.
Me, I have to be able to take risks and be able to say these things. It's difficult to bring a family into a life that's like that. But for my followers, I tell them to get married. But what's happening with women?
You literally just told your followers. Well, hang on. In that clip, you literally told followers, women, they get old, they get.
He did not watch the whole clip.
Yeah.
And every one of these clips, if you actually watch the whole thing, he would have the answer he needed. But he didn't watch the whole clip.
They get fat, they get ugly, they get very annoying. So where's the incentive to get married?
Because in that clip, he goes, when you get married, you need to make sure you marry the right person. Because if you don't, they're going to get fat, they're going to get annoying, you're going to hate them. I'm gonna
sort of. I mean, I heard the clip, and he
No, you watched the whole
part first.
It's an hour-long live stream, though, dude.
No, I'm just talking about the clip that we saw.
Right.
So he did lay out the fact that men always get tired of their fat, ugly women who won't shut up. Right.
If you watch the whole thing, though, it's because you
marry the right person.
Yeah, he goes marry the right person. Right.
He sure is generalizing most or all women, though.
That's what he does. He says shocks. He generalizes everyone.
So what he's saying is really the opposite of each other. He's really talking out of his ass. He says one thing and then he says, "Oh, get married, find the right person." Well, you just said most of them aren't any good.
No, yeah. If you don't find the right person that shares your values, this is where you're going to end up.
I didn't get that from it, but
okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm stopping right here.
Maybe I got to watch more Nick Fuentes.
No, I don't suggest you do that. don't. Shane's going to end up coming on here. He's like, listen, the blacks the problem. Women suck. The Jews own everything. I'm like, are you watching Nick, bro?
I'll be like that. I'll be like, Shane, I didn't want to criticize you or anything, but what's the reason for that white cloak?
Yeah.
The green dragon.
You're actively telling them
you're
the opposite.
You're extrapolating a lot. We can complain.
Just quoting you back yourself again.
No, but you're extrapolating and saying, well, you say women are annoying, so therefore, what's the incentive? We have to do it in spite of the fact that they are annoying. We have to do it in spite of the fact that they talk too much. We can get them to lose weight. We can put them on peptides. We can get them to the promised land.
Collagen peptides?
But it's going to be a little annoying.
My wife are taking this right now.
None of them want to go near you.
Oh, you should see my DMs. It is quite the opposite. They're called the Groybettes, and I'm actually batting them away. Granted, not all of them are attractive. Some of them are attractive.
Are you actually? Look, just to clear up one of the many theories about you, I've no idea what the answer is, and you haven't got to answer. But are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
You're not gay?
No. But I will say that women are very difficult to be around. Okay. So there's that.
And do you think they should?
There was an interesting pause there. No.
He's being very honest in that moment. Like, you could, one thing I could say about Nick here is, like, he's being genuine about what he's saying.
Oh, no. Yeah, he doesn't hold anything back, dude. Nothing back.
And listen, there's a reason why there's a book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's because it is difficult sometimes to just be around women in general because we don't think or do the same thing. He's just taking it to an extreme, I believe.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah. All right.
Should have the right to vote?
I do not. No, absolutely not.
They should stay at home?
Come on.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
See, basically, you're just a misogynist old dinosaur, aren't you? For a young guy. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm the boomer. I know I'm the boomer here. Yeah. But actually, you're a 27-year-old dinosaur, aren't you? Aren't you, Nick Fuentes? All women. I am. All women are annoying.
You can tell that.
All women grow old. They all get fat. Says the guy. Have you ever had sex?
No, absolutely not.
Wow, says the guy who's never got laid.
That's the thing, though. You boomers, it's always
you say about.
That's what I'm
like
talking
you say about what's come out about Piers this week. That's quite the comment.
That's
Piers
quite the
there.
comment after everyone found out he's a cuck.
Careful what you say, because it will come back at you.
I think I think Pierce might be getting a little annoyed here, and he's trying to get a reaction from Nick.
He doesn't like Nick. You can tell straight up that, because you can say whatever you want about Piers. He's not misogynist, racist. He's very clearly against all of that strongly. And so to hear somebody so brazenly come out and do it, he feels like he's got to spank him a little bit. And the problem is that people in your chat, they don't like it when you do that.
No, they don't. And he's trying to get a rise from Nick, and it's not working. Again, the wrong person to try to get a rise from.
That's true. Okay, let's go on to Crowder. So
okay, yeah. Okay, so pretty much he does. Nick essentially explains that he's a devout Catholic and he's not going to have sex, so he's married.
And I respect that, and that's a good thing.
And you really shouldn't attack that, because he goes on to say, attempting to continue to get a rise, he does. Well, then you're just an incel, aren't you? You're just an incel. You have never having sex with women. How can you even know? And Nick's like, sure, man, whatever, bro.
And if your value, Piers, for women is the fact that having sex with them is the best thing about them, then that doesn't make you much better.
Yeah, especially when everyone just found out you're a cuckold, bro. I'm just saying, you really need to choose your words better. Before the Crowder, I do want to make super chat from here, 2 super chats. Mexican Iron Man says, I never heard of Nick Fuentes until like a month ago when Brian sent me a DM that I reminded Brian of Nick. Yes, because there was this reel where he's like, yeah, deport them all. Get rid of all the Mexicans. If they don't want to come here and treat America as their country, get out of here. Or something like that. It was something super incendiary. And I sent that to Mexican Online. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure you guys are related. Okay, and then Chappie says, Brian is right, and I'm worried about young men after CK's unaliving. They unalived the best of us, and now we're stuck with the worst of us. That is an accurate statement.
Yeah. And I would just like to say, for that element, for what Nick said, I agree. Any human being who comes to America, if you don't want to saddle up and get on the American horse, you can get the fuck back to your country.
Right. Yeah. Look, Nick actually,
otherwise don't come here.
Yeah. You're right. And Nick actually says things that are correct, even though he's racist and sexist and all that stuff. He does say things that are 100% real. When he goes, when he comes after Canada, he goes, when he comes after these people, he goes, well, you weren't born here. You don't know what you're talking about because you don't care about the country you're living in. He goes, I'm American. I was born here and I'll die here. That's what I'm about. So even if you don't like what he's saying, he's very much America first in every way. The guy's America first.
There are people who come to this country who love this country.
100%.
Love this country, maybe even sometimes more than people who are born here, because people who are born here don't appreciate what they have. And so I've met a lot of people who've come here who love America more than Americans. So, I'm just saying, like, you can't I like what you say. If you're going to come here, you better get on board and love this country. Otherwise, don't come here.
Yeah.
I get aboard that. I don't get aboard if you're not born here, you can't possibly understand it.
No, he was talking about other media types that were criticizing
what
him.
I'm saying is that narrative fits along with everything else. His misogynist, racist,
right.
The other things. It all fills into the same filtering pattern for him.
Yeah, it's funny because he says things that are reasonable. Like, if you're not on this team, get the fuck out. Okay.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it'll be like, blacks need to be in jail for the most part. And you're like, I don't know. Like, come on, man. Like, you're killing me with this, bro.
You were working, mate. You were working.
We're working here. And then you say something. I can't. No. God damn it, Nick. Jay-Z Chappie, 1 BRANE Show membership. Thank you, Chappie. I appreciate it, dude. Okay, here's the Crowder interview. And I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just a couple sections, okay? And he also interviewed Fuentes. And if you look at the comment section of this, totally different. Comment section, professional, loved it, thank you so much. Way
They're
different.
also more closely aligned in belief structure, just to be clear.
That's true. Although Crowder has never said this stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Crowder is religious, though.
Yeah, Crowder is religious. You're right. I mean, they're both religious, though.
That's what I'm saying. They're more aligned closely.
Right. That's true. Okay.
Any thoughts? Any last words?
Last words. I don't know. It's a good conversation.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this is the problem with death on air. Now, I
got the wrong clip, my bad. Here we go. Right here.
Not going to happen.
No, that'd be
surprisingly.
Our guest, take some questions. Can you hear me, see me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I appreciate the Christmas decor. A lot of people don't do that. Let me get this just out of the way really quickly. Obviously, on X, and that's a win. You're back, Nicholas J. Fuentes. It's American.
Yes, on Monday.
Me to use the N-word on the show, and I did it 3 times.
Why?
Well, I actually did that one time, so we can give you some tips. I had a buzzer every time someone would interrupt, and he edited out the buzzer. Sorry. Not him, his producers. But Nick, I appreciate you being here, man. Right now it's a weird time where people are trying to tell folks they can't actually have conversations, no matter how much you agree, disagree. So I'd like to kind of set what my expectations are, because I did hear that you said you hope this would be friendly. That's my goal too. The first thing I will say, we got into it with Jillian Michaels. I should say, this week, where she was demanding people disavow, and I'll get to that. I hate, above all else, it's like I feel compelled to defend, no matter who it is, when jokes or statements are mischaracterized, taken out of context. I've had that happen to me. I think it's happened to you quite a bit. I don't want to do that.
So while it has happened to Nick quite a bit, he also says shit quite a bit that doesn't require much context. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully, I think, neither one of us does that. And I also really hate seeing gang ups. And that's why I killed the mics. If anyone here, I really didn't like seeing what happened with Candace and Tucker, especially after you appeared with Tucker, and it seemed pretty cordial. And then he took pot shots once you were gone. I promise you, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, Tucker made a mistake too, Shane, just for context. Tucker had him on. They had a great interview. They talked about a lot of stuff. It was pretty friendly for the most part. He did have him explain things and explain his positions and all that stuff. It was good. The second Nick left, Tucker basically called him the F word, called him gay, said that he's gay Mexican with a CIA handler, and Tucker went hard on Nick Fuentes the second Fuentes left the studio.
He's a racist. Yes, that's Tucker.
It's weird.
Do that.
Well, Tucker's
fair?
kind of gotten weird, man.
He has gotten weird. He has gotten weird. Yeah. Him and Candace are like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Okay. And what I really want to do is I want people to actually hear your views for what they actually are. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree. And some people, they'll be moved. They'll be convinced. And I want them to make up their own mind and be able to contrast it. So I ask that we're able to do that. I will also say, hey, look,
yeah, got to stand up for a guy. It's
definitively that I've never taken a
trying to
dime
get
from
to the first statement.
an outside entity, nonprofit, or foreign interest. Is that good?
Yeah, I believe you. Sounds good to me.
Okay, all right. Also, I want to make sure we can kind of address each issue point by point. I'm going to avoid point stacking.
Crowder really milking this 2 hours, dude.
Or just go. I want to give you the floor. Hate all Jews.
Okay,
I've heard this said. Can you clear the air? Nick Fuentes, do you hate all Jews, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you consider yourself an...
What percentage? Ask him, Steve.
He's gonna... Real quick, though. John, you notice that there's no delay between Crowder and Nick?
It's mad,
You notice that? It's almost like we live in... It's almost like we live in 2025, and we can have a conversation without 3-second latencies, right? Can someone tell Piers Morgan to update his internet connection? It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, he's just on Wi-Fi.
It's insane, man. He's like, have you ever had sex? Guy's like, no. Why is there so much delay? God dang, it's so hard to watch.
Can I just ask, at the end of it, does this finish with Fuentes saying, yes, I am a racist as well? Like everyone has to wait right to the end of the show.
It actually ends with them in they're oiled up in a wrestling match.
And for our next
Crowder's trying to teach him how to choke people out. And then he reads an email and says, "Oh, Nick's going to be back on tomorrow. I'll talk about whether or not he's actually a racist."
Anti-Semite, a noted anti-Semite.
No.
Okay. Clears that up. Do you believe that white people are superior to all other races on the planet?
No.
Okay. Do you want to eradicate all non-whites from the United States?
No.
Okay. Well, Barry Weiss will be very happy to hear that. No doubt she's watching. And then because this happens a lot, right? It's Tucker did this with you. Fed. Nick Fuentes, are you in fact a Fed?
No.
Okay. I'm going to get through these rapid fire really quickly. They're actually, there's not much. So this week, Jillian Michaels will be on the show next week while you're doing Pierce Morgan Censored. And she said that we need to disavow you, and specifically said you had said that women either want or need to be raped. Now, I looked for this. I have not found, as a matter of prescription from you, correct me if I'm wrong, that you believe women should be raped as a matter of policy. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you're correct on that. Yes.
Okay. All right. So
I do.
Pisses me off. Okay. Here's why Piers I like it better. He's asking specific questions based on things Nick Fuentes has said. What Steven is doing, this is the shit that he always does.
Soft soap.
He's carte blanche asking questions, and then you're getting nothing.
Yeah, I'm showing you guys the bullet points at the top of the show. It's 2 hours.
They go deeper into this?
Yeah, they go into each point with a lot more. He's just trying to make sure the audience knows who they're talking to.
There you go.
He's getting all the hot button stuff out of the way before they get deep. The thing is, though, what he said with that woman that said, that's what Nick said. You don't have to make up things about Nick if you want to get clicks, guys. There's plenty of out there you can pull from Nick that doesn't require you to make something up, okay?
Fair.
So she's wrong. She's just an angry lesbian. Got it. Now, finally, this one might surprise people because I know you and Charlie Kirk were sort of rivals, as you've described. Been a lot of controversy floating around that, and people often say that you blame the Jews for everything.
It would have been really funny if he goes, "Did you kill Charlie Kirk like Candace?"
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious, bro.
Yes.
Well,
I was bored. I've been asked if I'm gay too many times. I just flipped.
Yeah, couldn't handle it.
I believe the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. That's one of the conspiracies out there right now. What's your position on that?
I don't believe that. As it stands right now, I think it was Tyler Robinson.
Yeah, okay, me too. And if there's something else, I hope that we find out. Okay. But I think a lot of people would just sort of toss you in that lot. Okay, I think we've cleared that up. So, look, there's some people who...
All right, I'm not going to play the whole thing. You guys go watch both interviews and let me know what you guys think next week, okay? That was pretty much the bullet points. He gets out all the stuff that Pierce pretty much talked about the whole time. He's like, let's bullet point through this, then we'll go into the deep stuff. He eventually does talk about the black thing. He does talk about the woman thing. He actually applauds him for saving himself from marriage. It's a completely different interview. Both are worth watching, okay?
Oh, I'm going to watch both of them for sure.
Yeah, you should.
Because Nick Fuentes is now on my radar.
Nick Fuentes is on the Grand Dragon's radar.
Out the Green Dragon.
The Green Dragon is coming for you, Nick.
That's me and Nick Fuentes that are being chased and hunted by Shane through the woods in California now.
Okay, so last thing for the member section, and you'll see the timer in the chat when we're going to the member section, and I'll mention it. But we need to talk about the Trump pictures because this is psychopathic. Right, Shane?
Oh, God. Yeah, it's just, I mean, assuming that everyone is stupid is what's happening. But you guys are used to that.
Yeah. Okay, so can you explain what the hell the Epstein estate is and why they keep dropping random things that don't actually have any real value, Shane?
Oh, the Epstein estate backed by the Democratic Party?
Yeah, the Epstein estate backed by the DNC, right.
The Epstein estate is they officially own all of the, documents, photos of anything from Epstein's past. And they seem to have this strange partnership with the Democratic Party. I don't know why, because as we're about to see, there was an article published where essentially the Democratic Party has dropped these photos that show, illicit behavior by Trump in association with Epstein. And as we've talked about, and you guys have heard us talk about here before, we all know that if Trump was actually on the Epstein list, then it would have came out a long time ago, right? If he was actually involved in a lot of this behavior, we would have already known that. But the Democrats are counting on the fact that you probably aren't smart and that they're going to be able to just throw some stuff in front of you and convince you, even though they don't want the truth to actually come out because the truth would make their side look bad. They want you to believe that Trump is evil and associated with Epstein. So in light of that, they've put out new photos that you guys probably haven't seen yet. Let us know if these photos look legitimate to you.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here, this is the bombshell photo dump from the Epstein estate. So there's a picture of a bathroom.
Oh, a sideways picture of the bathroom door.
By the way, a photo of Trump? Is there a photo of Trump with a little boy, and they're going, "See, Trump scattered with a little boy"? No, that's Home Alone 2.
What's interesting is they marketed this as over 90 photos from the Epstein estate. Shocking Donald Trump photos, right? And like, here we go, guys. I got bathroom, another bathroom. I'm not going to bore you with this. There's a lot of these, just pictures of Epstein's house.
Well, is that a hot water heater? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's a wall. Yeah. Okay. And a server room.
Some Q-tips.
And then finally, when you get down to the very end of Epstein's private Dropbox, you get to an interesting thing. All photos of his house, around his house, the estate. Looks like he's taking pictures for like insurance or something.
Jesus.
Then you get to some personal photos. Him in the bathtub, him taking a picture because he forgot to flip the camera the wrong way because he's a boomer. And then there's an interesting photo here that someone else took. So notice, by the way, every one of those photos were taken by Epstein. You can actually tell because he actually flipped the camera the wrong way in this one. But this one was taken by someone else, and that's Steve Bannon with Epstein in the office.
Oh, yeah?
Interesting. Okay.
Well, they have a big... Bannon has said he has 4 hours of interview that still hasn't come out about Epstein.
Right. And there's a photo here. I don't know. It looks like Bill Gates.
Yep.
Someone else take a picture. And here's a really old photo. So I find it interesting. All these photos are really new, except for all the ones about Donald Trump are from like the 90s.
Old. Yes.
So it's almost like they put together this portfolio of photos and got some photos they can find online to throw in there that had Trump in there.
Well, they added all those house photos just so that they could say 90 photos.
Right.
Like there's no point in putting those out.
As I said at the beginning as well, the BBC News ran with this when it came out a couple of days ago. And it was the two things that I laughed at because they mentioned there were photos with Bill Clinton as well and some other people, but literally the whole article was about Trump. It was literally. It was Bill Clinton. It was Woody Allen. They brought up, and then they went. Then everything else was about Trump. And then I said at the beginning, Shane. I said, but then they went. Again. Allegedly, they kept saying, because of course they don't want to have another lawsuit like the one they've got coming from him, so they've shifted tack at the moment.
Right.
All right. Yeah, you're right. Hold on, I need to make sure I get
the most damning picture, Brian. You need to put up the most damning picture of all.
I'm going to do that. I'm sure
this proves that Trump had a bunch of Epstein's girls all around him.
Yeah.
Just look at the evidence.
Yeah. Here we go.
Show it.
There we go. Okay. So this is the damning photo. Notice how they blocked all the faces out of the women, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This one's a really bad copy, but that's the one that's actually in the Dropbox. Someone on Twitter cleaned it up with AI or something, and there it is. And they're like, "See, this is the damning thing." Can I show you guys something? This is actually from the late 90s. This is at Mar-a-Lago. Notice the lays. See how they have lays on? Right? Notice the lays. right?
Yep.
Notice that? Because those are the same women. And the women here, I'm sorry, you see that?
Yep.
So now, if you look back at this Twitter photo, the woman here that has his head on his shoulder, well, that is Marla Maples' mother, Laura Ann Locklear, right? And the woman next to her is his late ex-wife, Marla Maples. And the rest of the women are also in that photo at his estate. But you know what you can do? You can make the photo black and white, cut all their faces off,
and make them look guilty.
And let people draw their own conclusions that somehow these are victims of the Epstein.
We're just asking a question, Brian.
We're just asking questions. We're just asking questions, bro.
Do you know what? When this fails in a couple of months' time, it'll be revealed the black faces have been removed and they're actually men, and it's just men with beards, blonde hair.
Well, you know what's funny, guys? So Epstein, what's Epstein famous for doing, right? On his Lolita Express and his Lolita Island or whatever it's called. He's famous for abusing young women. These are all full grown. If there was a picture of Donald Trump out there with like a 4-year-old or something, I guarantee you the Democrats would have used it.
They were young teenagers. They were teens that Epstein was abusing.
Right. The thing is, what drives me nuts about this is Shane originally brought this to my attention, the dump, right? And I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute, Shane. We were on the phone yesterday. I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. I was like, Shane, confirm if I'm wrong, right? I'm like, Shane, wait a minute. I've seen this photo before.
We have.
I've seen this photo without the faces blocked out. I saw this in 2016. And it's a weird formative moment for me. The moment I realized, 2015, the moment I realized that Donald Trump was going to be the next president of the United States is when someone posted this photo and said, look at this pervert. And the first comment with the most upvotes was, seems like a cool guy to me. So I remember that photo. Yeah. So someone slipped that photo in there, blocked the faces out of his wife, his mother-in-law, and other women that were at Mar-a-Lago, and let you draw the own conclusion that this was somehow some kind of sexual assault with Epstein or whatever.
And you know what's crazy? I bet you when they ran that article and they put that picture in there, they had no idea that was his wife and mother-in-law.
Yeah, they didn't.
They thought, oh, this is going to be so great. Now Vanity Fair, who put out the article, just look stupid once again.
Well, especially since one of those original pictures was on Vanity Fair's website from the early 2000s, bro. Like, had they just communicated with each other? Jesus.
Wow.
Can I ask though, about politicians? We've got it with the Labour Party in the UK and other parties, but you've got it certainly with the Democrats. Are they, whoever's coaching them and saying this is going to be a good idea, they just don't seem to have the intelligence that it's going to get found out very quickly. Who is meant to be the brain trusts that are actually advising them this is a good campaign, this will
guys,
get us votes?
This is the internet, though. Like, we're on the internet. Like, we have, like, it doesn't take a hacker to figure this out. Like, a grandma with enough time can backtrace this and realize that's bullcrap. But they're not counting on reasonable people to research their horrendous, bogus claims. They're counting on low information, low IQ idiots to slop it up.
Well, and they realize it doesn't matter. They've made the accusation. The truth will die in the shadows. So even if people recognize it, there won't get enough push. Oh, did you see? There isn't enough. There's more push when Vanity Fair, or the New York Post or somebody puts out this article and there's like, oh, the uproar. But as soon as you figure out it's a bunch of bullshit, there's just a squeak as far as the fight back on that, because everyone expects the media to be this way. So therefore, no one is shouting anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And they know it. So they just continue to do it. And they end up moving the bar a little bit further on, for them than the opposition. So, that's why mudslinging is so disgusting, in politics. 6.
My favorite reply to their tweet about the pictures is from Stacy is right. She says, "You're reaching so hard, your butt plug is going to fall out."
Way to make that personal, Stacy. Nice.
Good job, Stacy. Okay. All right, we're going to be going to the member section here pretty soon. I just need to set it up. Was there anything else we want to talk about, Shane, before we go there?
A couple things. There is an update on Stargate, if you guys are following that. The new Stargate show, Martin Garrow put out that he feels like it's going to take about 2 years to get new Stargate out. So expect a new Stargate series sometimes towards the end of 2027.
What I expected.
2028.
Yeah, question on that. So I saw some of the replies to that tweet. And, people don't seem very happy about it, right? Like Real Popcorn Geek, when someone that follows us pretty religiously said, "Not good. That tells me we'll be lucky to get a new season every 2 to 3 years." That's not.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either, right? Like setting up a whole new series is different than creating a new season every year, right?
I think I responded to that one, and my response to that, and he's a nice guy, but I basically just responded and said, look, these guys are top drawer writers, and they were used to doing a 20 episode season previously. Right. That's one season, that's ASG1, but they were also doing Atlantis as well. So that's 40 episodes. Now, if you're going to be talking about, my bet is you're probably going to be looking at 10 episodes.
Yes.
For this, right? So if they can bang out 20 episodes in a season just for, say, SG1,
right?
They're such good writers, they can do 10 episodes and they can get it an annual series coming 100%.
Yeah, and what do we talk about? What if they do the Netflix thing where they create 20 episodes and release it in two seasons, 2 parts?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that because Amazon has a pattern for how they do their shows. It's going to be 10 episodes. Here's the problem. Amazon doesn't want, and none of these streaming shows want shows back very quickly. So they really don't want you back but once a year. And you're starting to see where, we're going to get you to subscribe for the whole year, and now we'll get you back with your show again. So their idea is to do 10 episodes a year. That's what they want.
Yeah, and to be fair, Reacher was a season every year.
Every year. Yeah.
So it's not like this is not new. Like they know what they're doing. I think John's right. They're top writers. I think it might just take a little bit of time to start the series because they have to rebuild sets, hire people. That's a whole thing.
They have to put everything in place, and so once you do that the first time, every time is going to get a little easier when you do future seasons. But initially, it's going to be harder to do, and production for Stargate is going to be harder than production for Reacher. There's more special effects. More post-production is going to take place, so it is going to be a little harder, but it's going to be worth the wait. So just hang in there if you're a Stargate fan, and I think it'll come.
I will say, guys, as well, being the super excited Stargate fan that I am, there is no way that if that first season is a massive success, that Amazon aren't coming to them and going, do another series, do another spin-off from it, because they'll be like, well, we want to build this franchise out. We've got viewers for this season you've put out.
Yeah, Reacher was successful and they did 4 seasons. Like we're going to get more than 1 season for great. We'll be fine.
Yeah, plus spin-offs.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot. We should get a lot. And you know what? They made the mistake with The Expanse, and part of that was on Penguin and Aparca, right? The writers. They wrote themselves in a little bit of a corner because of the source material, and viewership declined when they realized that there was really nowhere else to go. That's not the case for Stargate, and these writers, in my opinion, are better than Penguin and Aparca.
And can I just add again, I still have people speaking to me and they're saying about, Martin Garrow, he was involved with the new Quantum Leap. Now, if you look at the Data Gateworld interview that he did, he talks about Quantum Leap's season, and he basically says in it, he says he was brought in after it had already started, and he was brought in to try and fix it, and he said it was a very difficult production. So I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what he said. Yeah,
we're about 40 seconds out.
Okay.
Christopher's right. They're building a new machine. Once it's built, it's going to keep growing. That's correct. We are going to the member section. If you want to become a member, it's real simple. Hit the join button bottom left. We're going to do another hour over there where we get real weird, uncensored, racist, and no, I'm kidding. We have a good time. We talk to you guys. It's a good time. We have 20 seconds. You have 10 seconds, John. What's up?
Join us tomorrow for 2 episodes of Stargate SG-1 and our watch party on Sci-Fi Chronicles. It's great. And also after that, we do an episode of Supernatural as well. So come and join us. It's great fun.
5 seconds, Shane, go.
Thanks, guys. It's great.
Martin Garrow wasn't really in charge of Quantum Leap. We'll talk about it more in the member section. Show.
Adios.
Thanks so much.